veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. 'Cause I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. I've been driving this train, Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work. In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, oh,
Yes, people, big up to all of you. As you may have seen, the struggle is a real. Switching between the presentation window and the solo window and the intro, everything, but I'll get used to it. But without wasting much of your time, we're here to talk Chelsea Football Club, not make excuses. More importantly, I do hope you're all doing well. Once again, I appreciate you all finding the time to join me for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I cannot thank you enough for the growth we've seen in recent days. We continue to grow, getting closer. Um, we're headed to 22,000 subscribers, and I think that will happen in a few days. But today we will talk about Ben Chilwell's future. We'll talk about Conor Gallagher. We'll talk about Trevoh Chalobah, and then we'll talk about the managers most likely the structure, the formation that he will most likely start with, and then we'll talk about the Chelsea women team signing some new players and the kit deal. And we'll talk about Julia Bartel. We will talk about the Spanish Lucy Bronze. We're talking about Lucy Bronze. Julia Bartel is a Spanish youngster. And then we'll talk about Carney Chukwuemeka's future. And then we'll also talk about there's another stuff there for Carney Chukwuemeka. And then Chelsea's a fight to sign Riccardo Calafiori. Arsenal want him. We want him. So, and it looks like rumors are that Arsenal, they've made more progress than us. But we'll see how that ends up. I'm so confident. You can say that if we sell out the project well to him, that he'll join us. But that's by the way. I'm going to start addressing the items we have in the chat. so that we can start as soon as possible. So the first item we have here is a tie is in the house. Big up, Coach. Big up, everyone. Ty, I hope you're safe. You did tell me that a hurricane will be passing through Jamaica. Please do stay safe and let us know that you're okay later in the day. We have Jude Mesola, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jengos, is in the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join this particular morning. Here is good morning, Coach. Thank you. Okay, and everyone for coming on. I didn't stay long. I just saw that you were online, and I decided to say hello. And then we do have Chelsea is really getting ready for serious a showdown. For a reason said we will be busy in the market in a few days. Starting from today, I guess we will still be selling and buying. Yeah, we'll be selling a few players and we'll be buying a few players too. That's for sure. It looks like my light is still low. Not sure why that is the case. I'm going to try to. Uh, oh, gosh, but that's fine. I'll take care of it later. And DJ, so big up to you, DJ. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. And big rich money makers is in the house, and we are not selling Carney. I've always known that's the case, but people are all getting bent all out of shape because he has a release clause in his current contract. Do you want us to do an Amazon Prime? Yep, the link he's provided an email there. Reach out to him. Let him know whether he wants us to do an Amazon Prime. His email address is there. Please do send him an email if you want us to do that. Anything else? So address there. Let's see. We have a Temidayo Lumarakami in the house. Temidayo, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. My lighting is really poor, so I have to do something about it. Let me see. Give me a second here. I think that will help a lot. All right, let's see. Big up to you too. I appreciate you. And DJ here saying that Arsenal offer turned down for Calafiori by his club. They offered 40 million for him. They want 50 million for him. Arsenal don't want to pay. It looks like it'd be us right now and Liverpool most likely because the rumors are that Liverpool want to sign him. But that's by the way. I've mentioned all the items we have lined up. It looks like I'll be switching to the presentation window immediately without a waste of your time so that we can start addressing the items we have lined up. If you're in the chat, let me know how you're doing. And if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you can tell us where you're following the show from. We always appreciate that. It looks like we have an issue here. Let me see if I can sort it out. I'm not sure. Okay, there you go. We're fine there. Yep, it's going to be a very, very busy week at Chelsea Football Club. No surprises there. We've always known Fabrizio. He's always said that that's the case. That Chelsea will be very busy in the market. Yeah, we will. Let's see anything else to address here. We're still looking to sign a left-footed centre back. I think we're looking to sign a goalkeeper too, but there's no telling. His preference is Chelsea as he likes the project. I haven't heard that part actually, and I've heard before from Vince is that Calafiori, um, again, his dream is to play in England. And he mentioned West Ham United and Chelsea Football Club. Those are the two clubs on his wish list. And if you ask me, I'd say off the bat that he will most likely, definitely choose Chelsea Football Club over West Ham United. Let's see. And you could argue the fact that we have an Italian manager in Enzo Maresca, he could help convince him to come to us. Plus, our project is easy to sell to youngsters these days. Jadon Sancho can go permanently to Fiorentina or Juventus, but are they willing to pay for him? His salary is a lot. Or Lazio, thank you for that information right there. And Rich Moneymaker saying, okay, just saying hello to DJ there. So without wasting much of your time, let me try and share the link so that if anybody that's in the panelist group has time to join me, so you can have a diversified opinion, not just mine. But just give me a second there. I'll be with you in a second. One second, people. One second. The system is a bit slow this morning. I'm not sure. I thought I copied it. Okay, there you go. So yeah, let's go. We have Lucky Sin. Thank you for that update there, and we have a big up. Yep, just saying hello to him. Big up to you, to Tommy Bryan. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Thank you, and thank you so much. And if you're in the chat, if you don't mind, can you please kindly take a second and let us know where you're following the show from? We'd really appreciate that. Yes, we just want to know how far and wide we're able to reach people. That makes us happy. It encourages us to do more. Big up Tommy Bryan there. Nothing else there to address. Then I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee right now. Yeah, it's still 4:21 a.m. for me, so I should be sleeping. Let me see if this can brighten a bit, or maybe I need to get more light. All of a sudden, the light in here isn't enough, and I don't know why that is the case. But that's that. By the way, in total, we have 56 people watching, 21 of those are on YouTube, the rest on X. I appreciate you all. And we're just 22 minutes into the show. We have 15 likes, but I believe we can do much better out of 15 likes. So keep dropping the likes on the stream before we start addressing the items we have lined up. And I appreciate you all. And quickly, for those of you who are following the show, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us to help us garner more likes, because the more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who'll be interested in the topics we have lined up. And Tamida here saying Calafiori saga, battle of the EPL giants, courtesy of courtesy of Chelsea Perspective live on here. You could call it that. It's a befitting name for the show, I must say. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way up. I know, because once it's 4 a.m., then it's 12 noon there. You're from the UK, Rich Money Makers. Thank you for letting us know. And Wally Waldo is in the house. We cannot say we're not selling Carney. Not when he has a 40 million pounds release clause in his contract. We'll get to that in a bit. While people are getting bent all out of shape, while we'll talk about again the reasons they shouldn't be. But that's, by the way. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up. And Waldo, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate all the support coming from you. So that's the first item. Yep, the first item we have lined up here. Give me 1 second here. I have to go through screen like this. I hate the white bar showing it just as it was doing there. This says Arsenal and Chelsea remain both interested in Riccardo Calafiori, as revealed last week. Both clubs have explored conditions of the deal. Expensive as Basel, that's his former club, will get almost 50% of the fee. Wow. So now, which simply means that the higher the fee, the more money that Bologna will make. So that's why they will be looking for a higher fee. And you could argue that's the main reason why they've been encouraging more. They've made it open to the world that they've come to the conclusion that they'd have to sell him, making him, you could say, encouraging a bidding war. I think that's what it is. And I don't think he'll go for cheap. Liverpool, I've heard, are interested. Chelsea are interested. Arsenal are interested. Chances are there are other clubs also interested. But here's the thing. I don't think they will get a lot of money from him, because clubs will be reluctant to pay the asking price. That's because there are you can say, a lot of financial, you could call it that, governing bodies. There's the PSR. You could say native to the Premier League. There's also F, FFP, which is UEFA's version of it. So I don't think clubs will be spending that much money. Clubs this time they've learned to be more economical with their spendings and don't just you can say spend a lot on a single player. But let's see what happens. Calafiori, I don't. Again, I would say I'm confident to an extent that we can get the deal over the line, because Arsenal, since they've gone in with a bid and it got rejected, I don't think they go back again, knowing that we're there. Liverpool, we've learned from the case of Lavia, not Lavia, to say that, but then they don't like a bidding yet. But let's see. That's just my opinion anyway. We'll find out what happens. Let's see. Calafiori saga battle of the EPL giants across the live show. I appreciate you saying that, bro. I hope you're doing well. Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And JC is in the house. Big up to you, JC. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us this particular morning. If you're in the chat, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's see anything else here to address. Yep, Rich Money Maker is in the house. No S there. Sorry for doing that. Let's see, 17 likes, people. Let's get the likes up. We can do a lot better than just 17 likes. And today, I'm gonna be strict with again. If you want me to get to address whatever you have in the that, please ensure that it's aligned. You have every right to have a good conversation with the community member, and we actually do encourage that. But please bear it at the back of your mind. If you whatever you have in the chat isn't aligned, I will not address it. Even if it's aligned, I'm not gonna address everything in the chat there, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with so like Fury to Chelsea, it's a possibility. So let's read through the report again. The report reads that Arsenal and Chelsea remain both interested in Riccardo Calafiori as revealed last week. Both clubs have explored conditions of the deal, expensive as Basel. Basel will go at almost 50% of the fee. Calafiori gave a green light to Juventus, but Bologna prefers to sell abroad. Plus, I think the option to state clearly that they want to sell abroad encourages a bidding war because I think foreign clubs will probably most likely be willing to pay a lot more than Juventus. That's just my opinion anyway. You never know. So Calafiori deal, the battle is on. Let's move on to Carney Chukwuemeka. So if anybody else has anything else to say about Calafiori in the chat there. But more importantly, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We're still at 18 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that, in my opinion. But DJ, before we move on, sorry, I forgot you joined the pilot.
That's right, brother. Big up.
Well, you do everything but I'm looking to fix it up, and I hope I'll succeed. Because I want to give some attention to the sister channel. We hit 1,000 subscribers there. I think the Euros is on the push more. But here's the question I have for you, DJ Calafiori. Just like you were sounding in the chat, I think you know a lot that I believe a lot of people here know. What do you make of it? Do you think we're going to be able to get the deal over the line? Where do we stand with regards to our pursuit of Calafiori?
Yeah, big up. First of all, big up to you, Chill. As always, it's a pleasure
Big up to you.
coming on your stream, and big up to everyone
Big
in
up, my bro. Much love.
comments.
More thanks to you.
Every single one of the comments. You guys know what to do. Smash the like and subscribe to the channel as always. Yeah, listen, my understanding of the Calafiori situation is that he had a move. Arsenal made a move for him, or made an offer for him. It was turned down by his club Bologna. That's only because I'm understanding is there's something to do with. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he originally played for FC Basel. And apparently there's something to do with a clause there. That's apparently they owe them some money on.
What it is. If they have a sell-on clause, so probably they sold them to Bologna. But go ahead.
Yeah, so my understanding is Arsenal have only offered 40 million for him. They clearly want 50. Now the other thing that's on Chelsea's side is the player apparently has come out saying that he wants to come to England. Yes, and Chelsea and West Ham are his preference. Preference should he move to the Premiership, and he likes the Chelsea project. Obviously, to play under Maresca will be a bonus because obviously the Italian connection is there. And I think if the deal, anything was to come or anything was to manoeuvre on this deal, I think Chelsea could win the battle over Arsenal and Liverpool because, as I said, because of the Maresca connection for one, and secondly, he likes the project at Chelsea, and I think. That's more in that for me is more in saying that the player would come if the right offer gets put down, and I'm sure Chelsea will go in with the right offer for him and bring him to the football club. But I think they're going to have to sell someone. I think which means there's all these links to Ben Chilwell. Apparently, my understanding is on Ben Chilwell regarding this. Why Ben Chilwell could be affected by this is because two big name Premiership clubs are looking at him. My understanding is Manchester City is one of them. I'm not sure who the other football club is.
You believe that really?
Well, Pep wanted him last season and the season before. So I do believe
So I'm going to say
some legs in
quickly.
that
I'm
story.
sorry, DJ. Apologies.
Yeah,
I'm
go
quite
on.
sure that by now Pep must have realized that he's injury prone. And
Maybe,
that's a serious
but
issue.
it,
With his
but
salary,
I,
I don't believe for one bit the Man City are interested in signing Ben Chilwell. That may well be him sponsoring the narrative to get the club to, I don't know, to see whether people are interested in signing, because the last time that happened, Chelsea were quick to rush and give him another contract. But go ahead with what you
yeah.
were saying.
No, because I've also heard some Manchester City fans saying that have also coming out and saying they don't want him personally. I've already heard fans saying they don't want him, and that tells me even
Why
more.
would they?
Oh well, and that tells me more. Obviously there's obviously truth to that rumor. It's not a rumor; it's truth to that story. Because
Okay.
if the fans are coming out and saying that, then there must be some kind of truth in that. And you know, I for one, listen, I don't believe he'll go Manchester City. I think if anything, he'll go to another club, but. I don't know who the other named big club is that's in for him. You know, but all I know is City was mentioned as one of them. But as I said, I can't. As I said, you know, with like you said, with his injury record and with Pep, he may decide to go against it. He obviously doesn't want to get another injury-prone player to come to the football club, so it's unlikely that will happen. However, we all know obviously when he's fully fit, I think he's just the kind of player that would fit a Pep system when he's fully fit, and if he can get the best out of him, he will do that. But look, listen, let's see what happens on that one. That's why this whole Calafiori deal is going to be on this Ben Chilwell leaving, and I'm sure if he does come in, then he'll probably end up. Then Ben Chilwell will probably end up going. But again, as you said, his wages could be the stumbling block. But it
It
might
would
just
be
mean
a
if he cares
huge
about
issue.
it would be, but then again, you know, it comes down to playing his career, whether he wants to play football or is it all about the money for him? If he wants to just sit at Chelsea and sit on the bench and know that he's not going to get any guaranteed minutes, then he may end up maybe considering maybe he should go elsewhere. But the only thing I say about Ben Chilwell, as much as people don't like him with his injuries, he's still the only player in our team that's probably one of the experienced players in the team and has actually won something, meaning the Champions League, the Club World Cup, and also the Super Cup. So you know, him and Reece James, I think, are the only two sole survivors from that. You know, so that's the only reason why I'd say keep him around for that reason. However, you can't keep around a player, you know, just for that sentimental reason. You know, if
That's
the
why I
right offer
like
comes in,
listening to you. You say
he
it and
has
you're
to go.
talking around telling the truth. Yeah, because
Yeah,
even if they won us 10 Champions League, we can't keep them if in fact in reality they become a liability by not
apart
being
from Reece
available.
James, apart
Yeah.
from Reece James, I
Apart from
want to
Reece
see
James,
Reece
there's
James.
time for him. He's a special player. But go ahead with
Yeah.
what you were saying.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, look, let's see what happens on that one. As I said, you know, I think we'll get this Calafiori deal done over the line. I think he'll be a Chelsea player. I just think it's just a matter of when, really. And now that Italy are out, this deal can possibly go through even quicker than expected. So yeah, wait, just hold the fort for the next couple of days. I think you'll get some news on that in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm going to come back to the panel once I catch up with a bit of what we have to hear from Captain JC. He's in the house, JC. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And I do hope you are doing well. Gavin, nice to see you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope you keep growing and get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Let's see what else we have here. Something is slowing down my system, and I'm not sure what it is. The next one reads, let's see, it's from JC himself. He's on the panel. Matt Law, he says, is inaccurate. Is in the building. Big up everyone. Okay, that's another one. Matt Law is inaccurate a lot of times. I don't trust him anyway. That's one thing. GFC Gavin here, he shared the link to his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Let's help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He's a kind-hearted individual. Again, we haven't met in person, but sometimes you don't. That doesn't need to happen for you to know the sort of person you're dealing with. Let's see what we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with Lucky Sim. Thank you for the Manchester United updates there. Big up to you too, Jay. The 2 a.m. Jay, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. With the prospects on the table right now, okay, just having a good conversation there. Go ahead, enjoy it. We're talking about Calafiori and Chile, how the signing again Calafiori will impact the future of of Ben Chilwell. We'll get to talking about Carney in a bit. Pep wanted both Chile and Reece James last season, apparently indeed, because there's no way to confirm that was indeed the case. But let's see. Chilwell, it's not going to be easy to sell him, irrespective of whether you think he's a good footballer or we're better off selling him because he's injured. Whatever you think, it's not going to be easy. That's Rich Money Makers agreeing with you there. Thank you there for that update. Jay again is in the chat with some contribution there, and we see. Good morning to you all. Greetings to all Blues fans. That's King Shango. Nice to see you, Mr. Shango. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. Rich Moneymaker saying Matt Law has been talking to Chelsea CEO yesterday, guys, by email. So please trust Marcelo. No, you can't beg me to trust me. It's up to me. And even Fabrizio, sometimes when he releases an update, what I do is, I analyze the information he's provided and try to come to a sensible conclusion. So, JC, up to you. But before I do that, Blue Board analysis, Jerry Z is in the house. Jerry Z, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding time to join the show this particular morning. JC, let's hear you. You've heard that we're interested in signing Calafiori. And a lot of people, because the truth remains, I'm just going to say this, because Ben Chilwell isn't he's hardly fit to play. So it's easy to conclude that definitely he's the odd one out. And given the fact that Cucurella is able to fulfill the inverted fullback role properly, it's not his first time. People are saying that Ben Chilwell is the odd one out. So I want you to come in. And then if the reason you came on was because you wanted to say something else, you can also touch on that. But go ahead.
Hello.
Nice to have you on the panel, bro.
Hello.
Big up,
Big up to you too.
Big up, brother. Big up to you.
Yeah. To start with, Coach, I'm not tapping in on that nonsense. So
Okay.
I will. And I've been rough on that a little bit, but the same argument applies. It's not inaccurate. First of all, we've sold Matson, we've sold Lewis Hall. The money came in just recently, and we are looking for back. So I don't see any way, any truth about this all since going around that Reece James Chilwell is for sale. Chilwell going forward is our best left back at the moment, and I do not subscribe to all that people saying that Chilwell is bad. He's not. As for the injuries, yes, the same argument applies to Fofana, same argument applies to Reece James, same argument applies to Chilwell. When a player is injured, he is the injury is not the reason for an argument for considering him for sale. At least the players of those level, and Chilwell is amongst those levels. So I don't take into that. Calafiori, yeah, he's a good player. He's his how to say, like his value has skyrocketed due to this tournament, which generally happens. World Cup and Euros and all, some players become very expensive. A lot of teams are after him. So are Chelsea going to be part of an auction process? We will see. We will see. It's not easy. There is Juventus, there is Arsenal, there is Manchester United, there is Chelsea. Everybody is after him. So we will see. And if we have to exchange Chilwell for Calafiori, maybe. Okay, I am not a fan of any individual players. I am more considering. I consider football as a team sport. So being tied to one player or his performance is nonsense. If I review last year of Chilwell, he was being played as a left wing. I don't blame him for that. And most of the time, in that first part of the season, we were lacking a proper structure because I still remember very clearly, we were saying like we have a 6 player or 5 player standing in a line up front, nobody between the lines except Palmer. And even if Chilwell, and I could see, wink wink, some fans going nuts on every pass which Chilwell had to make back from left wing, not realizing that there is nobody up front. The standard line which is standing there is just standing in a crowd, and there is nobody to cross to. There is nobody in the area. and to be asking him to dribble all along, going alone, like for what? I mean, you work to play as a team and you perform as a team. He was being asked to play a role, not a comfortable position. He was doing all right, the best to his capability. Is that his position? No, that's not his position. Is he a bad player? Definitely not. Is it
All right, let me ask you this: what happens if we
well?
succeed
Yes,
in
a lot of
signing?
hype.
Yeah, I know. What happens? Look, we're all entitled to our opinion. I understand. That's not, you know me very well to know
You're
that that's
talking
not an
about
issue.
yourself, I suppose. Your opinion about on Cucurella. They are not comparable.
I know they're different. I've always known that they're different. And I have my preference, you have your preference. But that's, by the way, what I want to ask you right now is what happens if we succeed in getting, in signing Calafiori? Do you think we keep the three of them?
No,
Do you think one of them
coach,
leaves?
we might even buy Messi. Once we buy it, then we will think about it.
No, but we speak in hindsight. That's what we do. We're looking to sign
So
Calafiori,
you
and the
want to
possibility is there.
You think club will sell Chilwell right now to think about Calafiori?
Do I even believe that? I don't
Okay,
believe that
okay,
My
okay.
City
I
are
didn't
looking to sign
understand
him,
the
or any
question.
other
Okay,
Premier League club.
okay.
Yeah, right.
I got you. No,
Hmm.
Calafiori.
So
See, it's a lot of. I would say he's a good player. I've not seen a lot of him, only in this championship. I would say honestly, and Italy is out, so we will probably not see a lot of him going forward.
hmm,
And Italy team who didn't play very well overall. So, but like as I said, like stock of Calafiori has risen a lot, and he's a young player who fits in the model of Chelsea. But we are not the only one, and the clubs who are also after him are serious clubs. So it's not an easy competition. Like we are not hijacking a deal from Leicester or Brighton or something. So it's too hard to say that Chelsea are the front runners in this, and
no,
and
we're
uh,
not. Actually, Arsenal are,
Yeah,
according to reports.
yeah.
which reports? Like I missed maybe something.
If you pay attention, they're the ones that made the beat. It was rejected, and DJ saying that he wants to, his preference is to join Chelsea, which I don't believe. There are other. It's everywhere. One says he's already given green light to Juventus, but
I don't think
Bologna
there
has
are.
an
I didn't
issue.
see any coach. I saw only one reliable. Like I consider Fabrizio is pretty reliable, and you put
Mm,
that like his tweet on there. So
mhm.
and he's saying like Arsenal made some offer, and he also
He didn't
tweeted like
mention Arsenal's offer.
okay, but he did. And did he also mention somewhere like he Calafiori had also given green light to Juventus, like his
Um,
team to.
no, that's all the reports. There are other sources that are reporting that, not him.
I mean, just look at this tweet and
Oh, yeah,
what is written at the bottom.
the last
Califieri
paragraph
gave
here.
green light to.
Yeah, it says Calafiori gave green light to Juventus, but Bologna's preference is to sell abroad. That's the only issue
Broad.
Yeah, yeah.
Juve has right
And
now.
he
And I think
and he
everything
and he
started
want
because
and he wants to
they're
play abroad.
complaining
By the way,
that
he wants to play abroad.
Motta
Yeah.
tapped him up, his former
So
coach
in
at Bologna.
abroad, there are quite a few teams in that are being rumored as well. There's Manchester United, there's Arsenal, there's Chelsea. So I think it's too premature to be dreaming about this guy. We will
No,
see.
nobody's doing.
Seeing is believing.
No,
We're
it's
analyzing reports out there.
Yeah. But I
People
don't
like.
believe my personal
Yeah, go
opinion.
ahead.
You're asking. If you're asking my personal opinion, I don't believe this is going to happen. Like chances of this deal happening going through is 10%.
Okay.
JC. The only advantage Arsenal have over Chelsea in this deal is they've got Champions League football. That's the only thing. Other than that, they've got
And they
nothing
have
else
free
really
cash.
that's over Chelsea. Okay, they finished above us.
They have free
Yeah,
cash.
but having said
No,
all
no.
that,
I'll give you more. I'll
that
give you more. They
you're
are
gone.
in the champion. They are in the title race for last 2 years. They have free cash. They do not have a bloated squad. They do not have enough competition in left back position for him to straight away walk into the
No,
starting
Arsenal fans are
11.
actually arguing
Okay.
that they don't need a left back.
Califieri walks into that starting 11 for Arsenal.
Mm, I mean, Arsenal fans see it differently.
Mhm.
Some big accounts there are asking the question that if they really do need him. But that's why, well, let's move on, please. Let's see what happens. I think it will be difficult for
Yeah.
Chelsea to sign him, except if, in fact, but because in 2022 he did say he wants to come to England, and that West Ham United and Chelsea Football Club are the two clubs he'd like to play for. But there are other factors like Champions
Yeah.
League, like how strong, stabilized the team is right now. DJ, you wanted to say something? Go ahead before I continue with what we have in the chat.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, obviously the two other clubs that have been mentioned in this are obviously people are mentioning Manchester United. I think Manchester United are looking at other elements of their team at the moment. I know left
I
back
think
is a
it's
priority for them
Liverpool,
as well.
Arsenal, right, and Chelsea,
Liverpool,
then
Arsenal,
Juventus.
and Chelsea. Yeah, and Juventus are the four clubs I know that are the ones that are interested in, or other four clubs that are interested in him at the moment. But as I said, the only thing, as I said, I mean, you're reading different specs and different stories. I mean, I've read one article saying that he's obviously preference would be to come. He's like either West Ham, either Chelsea or West Ham. Arsenal have obviously put an offer down. Apparently, Arsenal put an offer down on the table of 40 million, which has been turned down. Okay, so it could still happen. He could still, as I said, he could still end up going to Arsenal or even Liverpool should they come in with big money offers. And the only thing that will
Or
get
maybe
them
he
there, obviously,
stay in
is a
Italy.
Champions League, or he stays in Italy. But I do know, and what I've heard is that what I've also read from other articles is that in Italy, saying that he would like to, he also likes the Chelsea project as well. So there are a lot of mixing emotion stories coming out regarding this player. It depends on where the player is going to go at the end of the day. But yes, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to get him, because obviously the other clubs there, but I just believe we still have an advantage still when a player says they want to come and play for you. That could be an advantage point. It depends on how far Chelsea want to take this deal. And like JC said, we've already got left back options in Chilwell and Cucurella. One of them has surely got to go if you're going to bring this guy in. But is that going to happen? I don't know. That's another thing.
There's no way.
We
There's
don't
no
know.
way to tell. But one thing is certain: we can't keep the three of them. It could be
No,
Cucurella.
he's been excellent,
Here's
by
the
the
thing.
way. He's been
Nobody knows
excellent.
the manager's
Anyways,
preference. We're just speculating based
yeah.
on what we know with regards to how he likes to approach the game. And
Coach, can I
from what
can
I
I
know so
add
far,
now? Can I type into your boy there? If you look at the left backs in the tournament right now, Cucurella has had equally good championship. He's been very good.
Yeah. I said, yeah.
he's actually the
Agreed.
top rated
Yeah, yeah,
since
yeah,
the competition started. So,
yeah.
but that's not say for certain he stays because his salary is an issue. He's not one of the new players that signed the heavily incentivized salary. He's one of those that signed before the owners changed the construct of the contract they offer to players. So that to me, that's why probably we've been hearing that Chelsea will still be open if they get a good offer, they let him go. I don't know, and especially the Euros makes it that. And here's why I say, DJ. Here's why I said I don't believe for 1 second that Man City are interested in signing Ben Chilwell. If anybody,
Yeah.
if they see the opportunity to sign anybody from Chelsea and it's a left back, I think it will be Cucurella because they wanted him.
They also
Yeah.
So
wanted Chilwell as well, coach. That's true.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
They
it's
made an
believable
offer
that
for
they
that.
wanted him because the rumors came when the rumors at the time came out. Chelsea were quick to go give him another contract to tie him down. It's
I think,
complicated
coach,
now.
you are mistaken a little bit in this because you obviously value your boy, and I also value Kukurea a lot. But you downplay
No, you're reading too
Chilwell.
much into it. I'm
You
being
you
objective here.
you downplay
Listen,
Chilwell a lot, and I understand that you do not like the way Chilwell plays sometimes. But what I'm trying to explain is don't underestimate Chilwell. He is a very good player, and
I
the
am.
fans
Listen, you're
going
reading
gaga
too much
about
into my
this.
opinion here. I
Coach,
said first of all,
coach,
nobody
coach,
knows the manager's
it's not.
preference. We're all
No,
speaking in
no.
hindsight.
I'm not
Nobody
saying
knows.
that. I'm just trying to put out my opinion. I'm not
No, but you're
criticizing.
accusing me of hating Chiawa.
Yeah, but because you said like just a statement, like you do not believe that Manchester City will ever come for Chilwell. I mean, that
No,
is
I
totally
don't
wrong.
believe they will come for him now, and mainly because he hardly stays fit. Do you think he'd go for cheap?
Yeah, but
Even if they want,
look, I mean, the injury he has had
I
has
don't
been
believe it.
recurring, and it's a recurring injury. I agree. It's a hamstring one, and it requires rest and proper treatment, which somehow similar to Reece James.
Listen, here's the thing. We're just speaking again, presenting our respective opinions.
Yeah,
But in my opinion,
exactly,
you think
exactly.
Man City there's a chance they want him, and rumors were before that they were interested in signing him, and Chelsea were quick to give him a new contract to tie him down. It's a possibility. But in
Yeah,
my
okay,
opinion, I
okay,
don't think,
fine.
no,
I'm
I
just
don't.
putting it, Coach. I'm just putting it a disclaimer. I think if there is an opportunity, they will grab him, and
Ben
that's my
Chilwell
opinion.
with how many games he's played in how many years? I
Yeah,
don't think
you
so.
can say same as I said. You can say same about Reece James as well. And Chilwell is a very good player. Now you are trying to get an argument out of me. Then okay, Chilwell is a
No, no, no.
fantastic player. You are
It's not
mistaken.
about getting an
Yeah,
argument
and
out of
now
you.
you are okay. You asked me a question. Can I answer now?
I didn't ask you a question. You interjected. Now you're saying I
No, no.
asked you a
You asked
question,
me
but
a
go ahead,
question.
say
I'm
whatever you
answering.
want to say. Go
No,
ahead, say
you
whatever you
asked
want to say.
me. Do I think that they will come after Chilwell? Definitely.
That was
He's a
that was five,
fantastic
ten
player.
minutes ago. And as I
But
was speaking, you interjected, but go ahead.
oh, sorry. I
No, no,
mean,
go ahead. Go
if
ahead.
there
It's
was
not
a
a fight.
question,
Go
there is a
ahead.
question. If there's no question, no problem.
No, go ahead. Answer it. You can go back to it and address it if you feel like you haven't addressed
No,
it.
no.
Go
I
ahead.
think that's what I'm trying. Let me put the disclaimer. Just I am trying to put out here in the Chelsea community is most of you people are wrong. Chilwell is a fantastic player. Hamstring injuries happen, they recur if you are not overworking those muscles. And he was not the only player injured under Pochettino, and he was not the only player who was having recurring injury issues. And he was the player, one of those players who was being played out of the position. And he is not the only player who will recover well from the hamstring issues, because our wing backs historically have been overworked. Same goes for Reece James, same goes for Chilwell. They were always bombing all the time. They played most of the amount of number of matches during those days of Tuchel
How
when
many
we were in Champions
can I
League or
ask
when
you
we were
this?
playing.
How many games,
So,
if you
so,
don't
so,
mind, when
so,
you're
so, so
done,
what I'm saying is,
go ahead, I'll let you
he's
drop. Go
not
ahead.
an injury prone player. He was overworked.
Okay, how many games did Ben Chilwell play last season under Mauricio Pochettino? How many times did he play under Mauricio
How many
Pochettino?
games did Reece James played? As I explained you
That's not
again,
the
I
argument.
explained
We're
to
talking
you.
about Ben
You don't
Chilwell here.
twist the statistics. I am telling you the bigger
You were the
picture.
one that mentioned you were sounding as
Why
if
are
he
you
played
taking
a
only
lot of
last year?
games, and that led to
Why
him
are you
getting
only
into
taking
the
last year?
game.
Take last 3 years. That's why the statistics get twisted.
Let me ask you this again. You're saying he played a lot last season, and the argument isn't whether Ben
I'm
Chilwell
not
is a
saying
bad
last
player or not.
season. I'm saying the seasons where Reece James and Chilwell were overworked. After that, both of them have had injury issues. Both of them have had weak hamstrings. They both were overworked. Look at the last 3 years. And they both were playing in a position which is high intensity wing backs. And they
Is
were
the
vital
argument?
to
Is the
our runs
argument?
in the
Let me ask
Champions
you
League.
this: is the argument whether Ben Chilwell is a bad player or whether he's becoming, you can say,
I'm just
whether by
trying to prove
design
your
or
point
whether
is
he's
wrong.
becoming
Like
a
he's an injury prone
liability or
player.
not?
I'm saying he was overworked.
Okay, you made your point. Let me ask you this. You said it's down to that he is suffering from the injuries, down to how hard he works the 2 seasons worked 2 seasons ago, right? Is that what you're saying? Is that
I'm
a fact? You're
I'm
saying that?
also saying is look at the tendency. It was not only the left wing, the right winger as well, or the right wing back as
Okay,
well.
let's simplify this. And you're saying for
Our
certain,
style of play was like this: wing backs worked the hardest, and we played the most amount of games.
I'm not arguing against that, JC.
So, so, so
Here's the
the
thing.
so
Go
what's the
ahead, go
point?
ahead.
Like, what's the question? What's the
We
question?
said
You are
we
trying
were
to say is
addressing rumors that Ben Chilwell, a
from
lot of
Matt
people
Law.
believe, and
As I said,
listen,
he's
can I
inaccurate.
drop, that he's most likely the one to leave if we get the
Yeah, and I say
Calafiori deal over the line.
these are Hosdudu, and I can explain you why. First of all, it is
Can I
Matlaw.
drop first? Let me finish.
Mhm.
That he's most likely the one to leave for reasons. Some aren't even talking about his injuries. Some already made up their mind that he should be gone. And I'm still going to
Coach,
make my opinion clear. Disclaimer: if I had to choose between Ben Chilwell and Cucurella, I'll choose Cucurella, not because Ben Chilwell is a bad player. We all have, when you have two
that's
things,
your personal
you'd almost
opinion.
always, you Can I finish? You'd
Yeah,
almost always prefer one over the other. It's called preference, except if they are the same and no differences. And
Can I
I've
make a point
explained in
now?
another video, can I finish? Why I'd almost always choose Kukurea over Ben Chilwell. But people's reasoning this time, irrespective of whether you think he's good player or bad player, is that for 3 years now, he's hardly stayed fit, irrespective of what caused it or not. You
Can
get
I
my
make a
point.
have you landed?
We didn't play the same way under what's his name? We didn't play the same way under Graham Potter. We didn't play the same way that you talked
What did we
about
play under
under
Potter?
Mauricio Pochettino. And how many minutes did he stay on the pitch?
What did we play under Potter?
We didn't play the same way. He didn't even get to play enough times, let alone playing that
Okay.
he
When you
led
land,
that.
I will,
What
because
are we
there are too
saying
many
here?
points. There are too many points you are going about, so I have to take a pen and a paper and debunk every one of them. So when you land it, you'd let me know.
No, we're not going to stay here, be going back and forth because you made it
Yeah. So why you
personal.
trying to
We're
color
talking
everything
about
and
no.
then then
Listen.
let me answer you. Then if you have landed, then I answer your arguments because all of them are wrong.
Go ahead, JC.
First of all, you start with a lot of people are saying and saying this all who else to do. You mention who are saying it. Matlaw, rubbish. First of all, that let's debunk that. If there is a general opinion or wave of opinion, seeing is believing. If you are looking at comparison of between Chilwell and Kukurea defensively has improved a lot because he was rubbish defensively. But going forward, Kukurea is nothing. But in a system, Kukurea works better. And Chilwell, as I explained, he was injured, he was overworked, and he has not hardly had a chance to recover. And last year he was played out of the position and he got injury again, which is the same for last 2 years for both our wing backs. So they are, and when a player is injured, you are arguing that because they are injured you don't like them. It does not make a point for me, because when
This
he's
is
fit he
one
will
thing
be a
I
better
don't
player.
like to
And it's a
debate with you.
let
You're
me land
making it
now,
about
please, coach.
no.
Let me land
Listen,
now,
listen.
coach.
You're
Let me
making it
speak
about
now.
your
Can
preference
I
and my
speak now,
preference, and not the point
coach?
we're
Can I speak
discussing.
now? I didn't interrupt you.
That because you're accusing me. You're making it about
No,
your
no. Why are
preference
you
and my
taking it
preference, and
personal?
not
It's
the
up to
point
you.
we're
I'm just
discussing.
saying my thing.
Jeez, but go ahead,
You
JC,
do not
please.
like comparison with Kukurea. Now, yeah, that's your personal. You are taking it on you. Now, you spoke. Let me speak now. And Kukurea and Chilwell, we need two left backs, good quality left backs. There is no comparison between the two. And it's a football is a team sport. And Chilwell is a good player. And now we come back to the thing. Second year after injuries under Potter. Under Potter, we had a system of a sweeper, as you said. Kukurea was vital to it. Inverting left back. Chilwell is more like a wing back. Kukurea is not a wing back at all. He hardly is able to go on the top. He does it, yes. He does it well, yes. But is he best in that? No. His best role is inverting. Has Chilwell been employed deployed like that? We've yet to see that. So we cannot compare the two in that direction. Does the team need to have a variety? Yes, the team needs to have a variety. And are these most people are saying, if we do not know who these people are saying, it's all speculative nonsense. And if Matt Law says something about a player, just a general term, like he is not safe, I'll tell you, no player is safe. In this team, no player is safe.
Okay, and I'm going to say this. I've said I have a tweet, actually a post where I said, "Good luck selling Ben Chilwell." That's because I don't believe in the first place we're going to be able to sell him, even if we want to, for
We
multitude of
don't want to
reasons.
sell him.
Can I finish? You see, you're skipping my argument. You're the ones that drag it. Listen. We're not fighting. I hope you know that this is not our
Yeah,
first
I
time
know,
going at
but
each
we are
other.
coming
Good,
with
good,
different color paints.
good.
You are
Yes, then.
painting in one way, I am painting in another way.
God, you guys, man, honestly.
Here's the thing,
You guys,
JC.
honestly, it's
Now,
cool.
I have a tweet out yesterday. I said under the post again. I quoted the post saying Ben Chilwell, Chelsea looking to sell Ben Chilwell, something to that effect. And I said, good luck selling Ben Chilwell. First of all, I know it's going to be difficult, even if we want to, irrespective of what
We
you
don't
think
want
of
to.
him. Let me finish. I didn't agree. that we're looking to sell him. Even if we want to, it's going to be difficult. Same
We
thing
don't
with
want to. I
Cucurella.
want Chilwell to start every game.
So the point now isn't how you feel about him and how I feel about him. I like him as a player, but when you have two options, there's always a preference. And I prefer Cucurella for reasons I've explained, but that's not what we're here to talk. And I've asked you, and you've refused to
Football
speak
is
in
not a
hindsight, which
team.
is fine
Football
by
is not an
me. I
individual
asked
sport.
you if we get Calafiori, if we succeed in signing him, who leaves? You refuse to address that. Fine, we move on. But you end up bringing up my preference. My preference doesn't matter.
No,
It
for
doesn't
me,
matter
as I
whether I think of
explained, there is
Benchwell
no
or
preference thing for
Cucurella. And
me.
I said,
Teams,
chances
okay,
are,
okay,
as
but
good
I'm
as
not.
Cucurella has
I never
been,
questioned your preference, coach. I always said
no,
you have a
I'm
preference
not
of
saying
Korea.
questioning. You mentioned it. You brought it
No,
up.
no, no. I just said the different
You
thing.
need to
I
go
said
watch it again.
no, no, no. Now you are painting my statement, so I have
All
to
right,
answer that.
let's move on. Let me make the
No,
point
no,
I
no,
want
no.
to make.
Let
My
me
point
clarify
is,
my statement. You misquoted me.
okay, here's the thing. Apologies if I did that. My point is, irrespective of how I love Cucurella, irrespective of how you love Ben Chilwell, if the club wants to sell him and if they can, if it's easy, then let him go. It doesn't matter.
No,
Which,
I
yeah.
think he should be starting.
So, yeah, you have every right to say that. And do I think he
And you
starts
also have
over
every right to
Cucurella?
say that, but that's not happening.
Nothing. Listen. We are here expressing our opinions. Our opinions don't wield any measure of influence
So, okay, we agree
over
to
the
one
manager.
thing. Like these are
The
just
manager
opinions.
does whatever he wants.
Yeah, that
For
here,
fans,
coach. I agree. I agree. It's just
so,
opinions, and your
yeah,
opinion is also just an opinion, just
yeah,
like mine.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
don't work with the manager. I haven't spoken with him. I didn't call him yesterday, and we
We
had
have
a
to
good
see this
conversation. And
manager
he
and his
told
style
me
of
that
play.
Benchwell will be starting or Cucurella will be starting. Irrespective of how Cucurella, how
It's a
good
team
he's been at
sport.
the Euros, chances are a good offer comes in and the club says, "Yeah, bye, Felicia. Let's get a young player and offer him a heavily incentivized contract like we do." It's as simple as that. DJ, anything
Yeah.
you want to add to that so that we can move on, please?
No, 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 no. I won't carry on with the debate on it here.
You were just
I've
listening
got.
to us
I was
have
just
a go at
listening.
each other.
No, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. No, 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 no. Listen, it's all. Listen, it's all about opinions and views, isn't it? It's all. Everyone's got their views and opinions, and you got to respect each other's views and opinions. And I get your debate. I get JC's debate as well. And
No, it's
I've
love. It's love.
Yes, love. I mean, I've
Yeah.
always said it as well. I've never wanted. You know how I come on here and I take up for Reece James so much, and I get as well pelters from the fans regarding Reece James, and I'll continue on taking up for Reece James because he's another player that a lot of people want to see sold if he's too injury prone. I totally disagree with that one because I think now that he's had that operation and he had a similar injury to his sister, we also had she started to perform after the operation. So I'm saying to people, let Reece James come in, and we know what the guy can do. And for me, when he is playing and he's on song, for me, he's one of the, and I'll still say it, for me, and people can come at me if they want to laugh at me, but for me, he's one of the best right backs around in the world for me
Yeah.
when he's on song and on fire. So, yeah, that's all I've got to say on that one. But it's all
Yeah.
about love
Again,
and peace,
Yeah,
guys. So respect to both of you.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and the truth remains a lot of people, but JC has explained why he thinks he's stayed injured, why he's not been fit. A lot of people are just concerned about his injury record. And
coach, I don't
for
care
three
about a
years,
lot of people. There can be 1,000 people wrong, and I will be correct. I don't worry
oh
about
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, oh yeah. That's
I'm just
I'm
rich money
freaking hate this
makers.
guy.
The way he's
And
debating,
you have seen that.
I know we're
You've
not
seen
selling
that.
Reece James
Coach,
just
you
from
have
his
seen
comments.
that happen in
So.
real life. You have seen that
No, no,
happen
no,
in
no,
time and
no, no, no.
again.
In all honesty, majority again, if it's not even majority isn't always right. In
Yeah.
most
And,
cases,
and
actually,
time and again, we
majority
have seen this
just
happen
flocks
in
to where
this
they have a
stream.
lot of people. People just
Yeah.
flock to where they have opinions. But I'm not like that. I just
Yeah.
like to dissect the information we have out there and come to a sensible conclusion. And my conclusion is, irrespective of what you think of Ben Chilwell, selling him won't be easy, even if we want to. And we don't know what the case is. But go ahead, DJ. Sorry for cutting you off. You were saying something.
No, no, no. I was just reading up Rich Moneymaker's comment regarding Reece James. I know we're not selling him. I know that for a fact. So I'm not worried about that. I've just seen some of the fan base out there calling for him to be sold, and I think that's a bit harsh, to be honest with you. When people come out
Mhm.
and say that, to be fair. So yeah, that's what I was only just answering Rich Moneymaker's comment. That was all.
Yeah. Okay. Let me
Carry
catch
on, coach. Sorry.
So, yeah, so we can switch topics here. Waldo is saying that Maresca is well known for inviting um, his fullbacks, so I'd prefer Coco over Chile, but I do rate Chile highly if he's fit. The question is if he's fit. And here's something I'm going to say. That reason you mentioned that is the sole reason why a lot of people are saying Cuckoo most likely start over Ben Chilwell in Maresca's system. But we don't know. Managers change, but we'll find out. And in my opinion, I'm inclined to believe that that will be the case, but I'm not the manager. We'll find
No,
out very soon.
I think
Yeah.
it's this debate will just vanish because it all depends on how we are going to play, and in that specific system or style which the coach will want is the kind
Mhm.
of players he will employ more. Like it can be, as I said, like Potter turned Chilwell into a sweeper, Cucurella into a sweeper. This guy Pochettino was turning Chilwell into a left winger, crazy kind of stuff we saw last
He
2 years.
didn't even
So
play
it
me in a
always
left back
end up
position
like
at all.
what the new manager plays like and how he employs it. So we will see. I mean, eventually, in a certain system, a player can shine fantastically, but the same player can be rubbish in another system. So it's subjective. It's a team sport, and individually, if you see the qualities, both of them are good left backs, actually, to be honest.
And we also have to say this: if both can stay fit,
Yeah.
you don't use it. Can some games might demand you might you can say might demand you deploying Chilwell over Kukurea. If both can stay fit, that's the issue.
Coach,
Most people, yeah, go ahead.
which year did we win the Champions League? 23, I suppose, right?
I think it
No, no,
was
no,
20.
no, no,
I think I
21, sorry.
remember. I
21,
think
yeah, 21
22.
Champions League. Like 2 years or 3 years ago, we won it.
Hmm.
Right. So that
And
that
how things have
season,
changed in 2 years.
and the next season, we Chelsea and Liverpool played the most amount of matches, and if you look at those seasons, Chelsea's the two wing backs were most worked, like really hyper overworked. They were really like burnouts. They are still recovering from those for the past 2 years. Those years for the past 2 years now, and and let's pray. I mean, they get fit enough, and then we start to judge them like how back are they fit and how they are. As long as they are in the hospital, what's the point? I mean, like, who will sell a player from the hospital? Like it's not the best thing to do.
Hmm. That's the truth. Chilwell is good at inviting into. All right, I'm gonna. I think we have to switch. Who is this going by the name Marco Correa? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Who just joined us with that name there? I think the person probably will find it difficult to unmute their microphone. And Vic is in the house. Vic, nice to see all of you. There's a lot to catch up with. Let's see. Oh, is that you, Tobago? You did that. Okay.
Oh,
Let's hear your
Tobago, is
opinion
he
on
here?
this particular topic. Apologies, guys. I'm going to scroll down to the very
Is
bottom and
that
then
you,
I'll try to
Tobago?
get the
Big up,
subsequent
bruv.
contributions.
Big
Let's
up,
hear you.
Diego.
Whether you want to come in so that we can switch topics, honestly. Go ahead. But big up to you more importantly.
He's just loving the debate, isn't he?
Yeah. Tobago, before you continue, have you created your show? You haven't, or have you? Sorry. I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. Okay, you did create. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Zach. Go ahead. So I can redirect that.
Listen to this. Yeah, he's just laughing. He's just loving it, isn't he?
Yes,
He's just laughing it through.
they enjoy watching I actually see in the ring.
Big up to you, bruv.
Ben Chilwell doesn't invade or it doesn't defend very well. So overall, I think Mark Coquelin will fit well into Enzo Maresca's system. And we're not saying we hate Ben Chilwell, but at the same time, Ben Chilwell has been one of our important players, but now it's not available. It's always uh, injured and stuff. So let's wait and see, guys. I love the debate. I'll go now.
No, you're not going anywhere. Wait.
You are not going anywhere, yeah.
Let me ask you first the second question. This I'm not kidding. They like to see JC and I go at each other, but we have good chemistry and we have respect for each other. We know it's opinion. Nobody works for the club. But what I want to ask you quickly, is he gone? Oh, he's still there. I think it's going to be difficult. Even though I'm a kind of, you can say, confident. Given my belief again, given what he said in 2022, if we get that deal over the line, do you think we'll have him, Kukurea and Ben Chilwell, or do you think one person will leave? And if you say who, tell us the possibility of the person leaving.
Man, it's going to be hard who will leave because both of them are on high wages and they won't be cheap. So it's too early to tell. But as I said, I don't think Ben Chilwell will fit into Enzo Maresca's system. That's my opinion. The way I've watched Leicester City play, and also the analyst telling people that it doesn't fit to Enzo Maresca's system. So that's my take on that. And nothing to do with hate of Ben Chilwell. No. We love him. He's our Chelsea player. But at the same time, we need to be realistic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your point is
No, if we get to be honest, Calafiori, then one of those two is going, and most likely Chilwell will go because I think City will catch him. And then
okay.
for
Just
City,
remember, I
his
told you
salary
I
is
don't think
not a
City will
problem.
sign him. Remember, I told
And
you that.
I don't think City has a problem with his salary. So and City will take him, grab him. I think, but it's like it's too difficult to see Calafiori being achieved first, and then second, like we giving up on one of the two left backs we have. That's the second part. But there's like too many difficult things to happen in a line. So at the moment, really, like let's be on the side of seeing is believing.
Yep, seeing is believing. That's the gang I like right now. Hey, Suleiman, nice to see you, bro. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Vicky St. Chilwell has played over 65 games as a left midfielder. Okay, as a left midfielder. For anyone saying Chilwell cannot play the Maresca way, stop waffling. Wow, that's I didn't know. But at Chelsea, not at Chelsea. And when did he play that? How long ago? That's important too. Even if he's played there, it just as when people were suggesting that we bring Rich James to come play as a DM, if he hasn't played there for a while, he may well find it difficult to fulfill that role. Kuku is a great player both at defense and inversely, but that's as a result of development and trust and patience with him. Chilwell is also very good and in fact more, you could say, potent offensively. He's going forward, he's better in terms of he gets you goals too. And can have a far greater impact. We can keep them both, but do I think we will want to keep them both now based on their salary? In my opinion, I think the club will be looking to move on one and then bring on a younger player. And if you ask me who, I'll tell you who, but I'm not going to say it. It's up to the club right now. I'll tell you who I think will be. Just see the judge. Okay. Quickly, we started something. If you have a family member or if you're celebrating your birthday, wedding, or an occasion, Hanukkah, whatever, just let us know in the chat. We'll celebrate with you here. Or if you have a friend who's celebrating or a family member, you can tell us so we can shout them out. But if you've done that in the past 3-4 weeks, you don't get a chance to do that now. Okay. So yep. Let's see what we have here. I think it's Mark. Is his birthday? Maggie. My name is hello Chelsea fans. My name is Mark Guy. Mike Guy. What the heck? Okay, I will learn that. I'll go watch that video over and over again. Chilwell is and can be as good, if not better than Cuckoo if he's fit, and if the coach that decided to get his project and instructions across to him. Cuckoo never played inverted parts until Poch made him that. Cuckoo can play as actually as a left midfielder. Yep, he can. He's played there before. I think he started like that at Barcelona Academy or something similar. No, he's done that before. That's not his first time. And do I think Ben Chilwell can also fulfill that role? I'll say yes, but we go with what we've seen, which leads us to judging that, yeah, Ben Chilwell is definitely the odd one out. But again, truthfully, and thanks for JC coming on, the reality is it's up to the manager to decide. But I don't think Kuku never played there. Opinion matters. You go away. Let's see what else we have here. Remember, guys, we have 80 games next season, a lot of games to play. Yeah.
Yep.
Chilwell cannot play in a Maresca role. That is just an opinion anyway, even though I'm inclined to believe that's the case. But you can't say, I don't think it'd be correct to say strictly that he cannot. Maybe the better thing to say that Cucurella you could say chances are he'd be better at fulfilling that role than Ben Chilwell. It's about the manager getting his points across, and until he's tried there and he doesn't, we can only speculate. But I'm on the side that Cucurella most likely than him if the fullback is going to be inverted. But that's just an opinion right now. Nothing stops us from having the three of them money. We can have the three of them. And the fact that Calafiori has multiple options, salary-wise, he's not gonna come cheap. And the fact that Arsenal is also interested, they pay well, so probably they've offered him something already. I believe that is if they've had conversations on a personal level with him. I'm quite sure salary-wise they've ruined it for us, if that makes sense. So I don't think he will come for like anything less than 200. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with left midfield is basically left wing in Maresca's system. Can Chilwell beat a man 1v1? I'm not going to get into that. I have my opinion on that, but yes, then there's a lot more. You say even Cucurella is not. You can say I don't know which of them is better. It's a better dribbler than the other, but I know how they differ. And in terms of finding passing lanes, I'll choose Cucurella. In terms of output scoring goals, I'll choose Ben Chilwell. But I'll still go back to telling you anytime, any day, I'll pick Cucurella over Ben Chilwell. But I respect them both. They both have where they differ. Let's see what else we have here. On a light note, City has no problem when it comes to salary. Right now, do I think that's the case? I don't know. But I'm not a financial expert.
Coach, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to intervene and say, ask you a couple of things. I plan to go and grab Tebogo where he's run away, so I will just catch hold of him and drag him here. But before doing that, if you are going to have any discussions on Sanchez, then I will have to leave him and come back here. But for the moment, I'm gone trying to grab a hold of Tebogo and bring him
Okay,
here.
go find him. And Sanchez, we don't plan on discussing him, but towards the end of the show, you can come on and speak. I know you think he starts over.
This will be another hot fire discussion.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
I'm not going to argue against you because I'm not too sure it's going to happen.
I have to say on that one. I mean, I have to say on that one, JC will definitely get a debate on me on that one because I don't believe Sanchez should start over Petrovic.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll reach out.
That would be more methodical. But let me grab Tebogo.
All right, bro.
Speech.
All right. On a lighter note, City has no problem when it comes to salary. I don't know. I'm not a football financial expert. But it's difficult to say, really, because I think if they're not looking actually to spend that much this transfer window, they actually looks like they're not going to sign anybody. I don't know who's with Mike. All right, Chilwell is very one-dimensional, and that is overlapping and underlapping. He cannot defend 1v1 and cannot handle midfield intensity. Okay, I am on Okay, let's see what else we have here. Guys, forget Calafiori. He's going to Arsenal. You think he is? Okay. Chilwell cannot take on a player, but Cucurella would. I don't think both are actually good at taking on players. I have to be honest there. But one, Cucurella is good at finding passing lanes where you don't know one exists. Ben Chilwell isn't, but both are good dribblers, in my opinion. Nothing is wrong with the feet Chilwell, his experience and perfect. Uh, Something is wrong in terms salary wise. Let's see what else we have here. Keep driving the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with. Kishan is in the house. Kishan, nice to see you, my New York bro. I hope you're doing well. We saw Cucu invite last season, and in Spain right now, he's been doing that for them, and I think that's a factor that has led to a lot of people believing that he stays while then Chilwell is going to get sold. Jafta Sikwa, hello again, my blue family. We hope you're doing well too. Thank you so much for joining and saying hello to everyone in the chat. Those Man City imaginary sponsors always come in clutch when they want to pay big wages. I don't think they'll be risking a lot right now, because if after 115 charges something else is found, they will not escape it, in my opinion. This Calafiori, guys, will surprise all of you when he chooses Manchester or Arsenal over Chelsea, and then Chilwell will become your favorite player once again when he comes back and stays fit. Let's say say that one too. Anything else? Yeah. Again, Cuckoo is a better fit for what Maresca wants. Okay. Let's see. Tom Order's opinion as waffling. A good method of debate. Yeah, Vic, I have to say this. I don't think it's okay saying somebody you're debating with or having a conversation with is waffling, but when you speak, they will read your own. Pay attention to what you have to say and respond. I think you can respond without saying somebody's waffling. Yeah, you can actually respond and say you disagree with this or that. I think it'd be a better language to use, in my opinion. It doesn't pain me in any way. I don't care. But I think it will come across as insulting to some people. So please, if you can refrain from doing that, it will be good. This is unrelated to, but it's expected that Hurricane Burial will start affecting Jamaica. Ty did tell me, which was why I said, I said, stay safe. In an hour or less, please pray for Ty so that nothing happens to him. And Ty, I strongly believe nothing will happen to you. Chilwell fell off since his injury. It's a solid argument. I have taken down the names of all the folks. Wow. Okay. We'll see. Thank you for taking down the names. Nobody is telling you he's a bad player. I think a lot of people are concerned about his fitness, and some are saying clearly that they think, and I'm one of those that believe that Cucurella will be more suitable to the way Maresca likes to play, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. I don't like to also conclude a certain player cannot do anything. Yeah, until he it comes, the manager, he gets the opportunity to try it out. Until they try them, and they cannot. That's why I want to see them getting the chance. First of all, yeah, it makes sense. We will be there to make them hold that. Okay, thank you. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Hopefully, no more Calafiori talk. And this says exclusive Carney Chukwuemeka's contract includes a £40 million release clause. Chelsea insist on their position not to allow talented midfielder to leave on loan. Every approach for a potential loan in the recent months have been rejected so far. Here's the thing. Again, I've always thought that Chelsea will not look to sell him because he's a good player with a high ceiling, higher ceiling than a lot of the players we have right now. And then the conversation now goes back to talking about something we've spoken about 1,000 times: injury. Yeah, he's had how many injuries since he joined us? I think more than 4 times, really. At least, let me just stick to at least 3 times, and that's a concern. But here's the thing: let me bring back that conversation to a lot of Chelsea fans are getting bent out of shape because they found out that his contract has a release clause. I don't know why that's a huge issue, and £40 million. I think it expires at some time. You could say sometime. I don't know when. And the guy is on a 1,000-year contract. I don't think the £40 million release clause lasts until the end of his contract. I think it will expire at some point. And Chelsea have said they don't want to sell him. That if you want him, you'd have to pay this much money. And Chelsea signed him for 19 point something million pounds. So if you sell him for 40, that's again, that's a profit to make. But I don't think Chelsea wants to sell him. And the player himself, we've learned he doesn't want to leave the club. And even if you trigger the release clause, the question is, does the player want to come to you? If the player doesn't want to come to you, you triggering the release clause is baseless. It doesn't make any difference. And something else I want to talk about here, people, you can say calling the owners names, and you can say saying all sorts of nonsense. I think, in my opinion, I'm not an expert with regards to how contracts are structured. I'm quite sure chances that the kid, maybe he was the one that suggested that the club have a release clause so that if in the future he wants to leave the club, any club wants to buy him, he would just tell them to trigger the release clause so he comes to them. Because he's signing a long-term he put pen to paper. Was it like how long? I don't know. But chances are he was the one that said, you know what? Okay, because I'm signing this a lengthy contract, I want a release clause so that if any club wants me, they would just trigger it and sign me. But people aren't seeing things from that perspective. They're just calling the club's names. You can say ripping up trees, throwing punches, accusing. You can say the club. Why would they add? Why would they insert such a low release clause for a player this good? How good? I get it. He's a potential, but how many games has he played or started for Chelsea since he joined us? And how consistently has he performed the club? Or has he even stayed fit? And I like him. I do like this kid because he's an intelligent player, excellent first touch. He can play as fulfill the number 10 role. He can play on the flanks. But why do people almost always like to exaggerate what situations, like blow it out of proportion, out of context? They correct me if I'm wrong. Carney has the right to say, okay, if I'm going to sign a 10,000-year contract, I want a release clause so that I'm not in prison. None of them talks about that. DJ, let's hear you. What do you make of, you can say, how all hell did break loose yesterday when people learned that he has a release clause on his current contract?
Yeah, it's a bit of it's a tough one to answer, to be fair, Kachilla. I mean, I can understand why some fans got a bit upset by it because usually this kind of news usually tends to stay in house. Now, whether the player did go and tell his agent to come out and say this because he's not sure if he's going to get many minutes at Chelsea this season, so he's just putting everyone to know that I'm out there. If I'm not going to get the opportunity here, then I'm ready to move on. Now, I don't believe for a second he would have said that. I think he's already stated on numerous occasions, and again he stated that he loves the club. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to stay, and I even said he wants to fight for his place. And I think when a lot of Chelsea fans are hearing players want to fight for their place, it's more or less that just tells you for the love they have for the club, and they feel they can do something at the club. I get his injury hasn't been great since he's moved to Chelsea. I can understand why some fans would be frustrated over that. But even when he has been fully fit, Kuchil, he's not exactly been starting games. And, and that for me, I mean, I think he started his first game against West Ham. I think that was the beginning of the season against West Ham under the Poch era. And I think he even scored in that game, correct me if I'm wrong, in that game, if I'm not mistaken, or he came on. And since that time, he's not really. And after that, he's been dropped after that. And then all of a sudden, he came back, got injured again, he got the injury, and he was out for some time. Obviously, we all know he's been nursing an injury. And I think a lot of fans are just thinking about what was Poch doing with this guy, because when he was fully fit, he wasn't really playing him. And I think now the owners have now come out and said that okay, there's a 40 million release clause on him, which is more or less. I mean, if you're not going to sell a player, okay, if your intention is not to sell a player, then what you tend to do is, I get they're on this prison contract as you stated, all right. However, if you know you're not going to sell the player and you say he's very much part of the plans, you listen to the statement they said. We don't want to sell him. He's very much part of our plans, but they've got a big but in there. But if a big money offer was to come in for him of 40 million above, we would consider it. So that's more or less saying to the Chelsea fans they would consider selling him if the right offer was to come in for him. So I think that's probably why a lot of Chelsea fans were like looking onto that.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I think that's probably why Chelsea fans were just thinking about that. And I get some fans are saying he's injury prone. I mean, look, listen, he's a young player. Okay, I think we all know what we all know. I think what he can do when he is on song. I think he's done pretty well. He's done well at Villa. Whatever starts that he had at Villa, he done pretty well for them. He signed a good player from there, and then obviously he's shown signs of it at Chelsea. It's unfortunate that injury done him over, and people are now looking at him thinking, is he going to be one of them players that he's going to be injury prone all the time? Hopefully next season he will be stronger next season, and and hopefully he'll get his opportunities. But I guess there's other midfielders out there that have been discussed as well. And I think the players that seem to want to stay at the football club seem to be the ones that seem to be mentioned for sale. And I'm talking about the likes of Conor Gallagher, Chalobah, and now even Chilwell to some degree. All these players that want to stay seem to be the ones that seem to be mentioned seem to be the ones that are mentioned for sale. So I guess in that kind of like way, it's a bit frustrating for fans knowing that, and I don't want to bring what do you call it in it, but if you actually look at all those players that are actually mentioned of sale, what do they all have in common? I don't want to bring it to the thing, but they're all our English core players that are going to bring you money to the foot, that will bring in the money should you want to sell them. So I think that's probably why the frustration is boiled down with some of the fans out there. But I can also understand, yes, he hasn't obviously lived up to his expectations of his injuries, but I still think there's a player in Carney, and I reckon it would be stupid if we were to sell him. But like Rich Moneymakers has said, I believe that he's staying, and I'm going to go by what he's saying because obviously he knows a lot. He gets quite a lot out of the football club, so I'm hoping he will stay, and that's the truth.
Here's the thing I want to say. I think Chelsea fans. I think that's something that's common with every football fan. We all, for one reason or the other, get emotionally attached to players. And here's something I said a few days ago when the rumors first emerged that Chelsea, AC Milan actually are interested in selling, in buying Carney Chukwuemeka. Chelsea, the reports were initially from AC Milan's perspective. Chelsea never wanted to sell him. I think AC Milan, they're doing the same thing they did when we had Ruben Loftus-Cheek. They used Damasio to come test the waters to see if we're interested in selling the player or not, or to maybe get the attention of the player. I think people, in most cases, are being unfair to the owners or to, let's just say, the club, because they just generalize because he's English. They're trying to flip him for profit. They've said he's an important part of it, and somehow it leaked that he has a release clause. And for 40 million, I don't think any club pays 40 million for Carney Chukwuemeka right now. How many games has he played since he joined Chelsea? AC Milan, I don't see them paying 40 million for him. And here's the thing, and if that doesn't happen now, I think Chelsea will get him to sign a new contract, a better pay. I think they're exploiting the fact that he's not on and his salary isn't that high. Probably one of the lowest earners at the club. But my point is, people don't judge these situations objectively. And I'm going to go back to saying something I've already talked about. Chances are the release clause is Carney Chukwuemeka's exit strategy, given the fact he is on a 1,000-year contract. People aren't considering that. And I'm quite sure if you follow football long enough, this is not the first time you're hearing of players when they sign a new contract. In most cases, they ask for the club to insert a release clause. Yeah, I will sign a new contract, but I want a release clause on it, which is usually an exit strategy for the player, so they don't get stuck at the club. And in most cases, the argument is, okay, now how much is it? How much is the release clause? I remember the case of Rafael, was it Leao? I think his contract negotiations with AC Milan took long because he was concerned about how much they want to insert as the release clause. Same thing as the Elite at Juventus. They were trying to get him to sign a new contract, but he had issues with the release clause. So people who are getting bent all out of shape because of the release clause I can say 90%, 99.9% that there's a chance Carney Chukwuemeka's camp said, okay, if he's going to sign a 1,000-year contract, we want a release clause. And this is a fair release clause for a player at his age, and given the fact he hasn't played that much. And had he been playing for Chelsea that much, Chelsea by now would say, okay, we're going to renegotiate. We want that off because they see how good he can be. Remember, it was a risk. No Chelsea fan, some Chelsea fans, even those that are complaining right now that he has a release clause on his current contract, I'm quite sure a lot of them were going about us signing a kid. Why are we signing a kid? I think I get your point, DJ. You can say homegrown players fetch the club, fetch a lot of money, no taxes and all of that. But in some situations, I think we all should realize, irrespective of whether the homegrown players fetch a lot of money or not, we can't keep all the players. And I love Chukwuemeka to the extent of, if joining AC Milan means he gets a chance to play week in, week out and reach his potentials, let it happen. And I'm not going to drop a tear, if you get my point. But a lot of people just want him to stay. If he means to sit on the bench, they will be happy seeing him on the bench next season. Then at some point, they'll be the one to turn against him and start saying that he's a flop, just like they did to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Because Callum Hudson-Odoi, in my opinion, till date, I think he should have stayed. Go ahead with what you want to say.
On what you've just said there, but I think next season I think we've already, it's already been alluded. Should we obviously qualify for the Conference League, and obviously not forgetting the Club World Cup as well next season. Yeah, we're going to be playing more over 80 games, so you need a full squad. And and I feel Carney will fit that midfield. Will fit that. Will be one of the players that would be helpful for the team, because I think what we've seen of this kid and the glimpses that we've seen of him, we know what this kid can deliver. I just think, as we said with him, it's just been injuries that have obviously occurred. That injury he had has kind of like knocked him out. When he did come back fully fit towards the end of the season, Poch wasn't really playing him. Poch was just leaving him on the bench. And that for me, I think is something. I mean, you're looking at people were moaning about our midfield a lot last season.
He had injury issues, DJ. Let's be honest here. He had injury issues.
Yeah, but when he did have injury issues, bro. But he did come back though, didn't he? I mean, even Ben Chilwell came back and he started playing a bit more games than he did when he came back.
But
from injury.
I say this, DJ? Can I say this?
Yes, go on.
Here's the thing. You don't again change your team because a player, he started the season. He did well against Liverpool, actually, right? He started the season. He plays against Liverpool. He was one of our best players on the day. But because he got injured, and you can't just bring him back into the team when he came back. There are other players who were doing well for Poch at the time. But here's the thing. There were times we'll hear that he's back, he's going to be ready soon, and then again, setback. His stay out of the team extended by 2-3 weeks, a month sometimes. I don't blame Poch for him not playing that much, because I for one thought Poch loved him. But the kid couldn't stay fit. But I'm not saying the club should sell him. Chances are, we don't know. I get that people are blaming the club for leaking the release clause. Chances are his camp released it because they feel like if he goes to AC Milan, he gets to play more. We don't know. I don't think it's fair to just decide, the club released it. Chances are, he requested for the release clause, and he feels like if he goes to AC Milan, wow, geez, look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He plays week in, week out. What's his name? Pulisic plays week in, week out. If I go there, maybe I have a chance. For Chelsea, we're too loaded, and I'm hearing the manager wants Andrea Santos back, and when I'm hearing we're looking for a left wing, and we signed Drewsbury Hall, who's been playing. So all we can do, there are lots of theories. Then when you look at them, it makes some sort of sense. My point is, we shouldn't just say for certain, the club leaked the release clause. It may well be that may well be the case. That may well be his camp for reasons I've explained. But go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I was just reading what RMM was just saying in the comments. Apparently, it wasn't his camp that leaked the release clause. So he's saying we don't know who's leaked that out. But it definitely wasn't his camp that did. So there's only got to be one.
I don't work for the club, but I can come out and say it definitely wasn't the club, because the club says they want to keep him. Isn't that believable too?
Could be. I don't know. I mean, with
Exactly.
his,
So
I mean,
go ahead with what
it's
you
a
were
tough one.
saying.
It's a tough one. I mean, it's a
No,
tough
no,
one
no,
to
no.
really answer. I mean, because would his agent come out and state that? If there's already denial saying he did not leak that, they've not leaked that information out.
Do you think he'd come out and tell you, yeah,
Then
in fact, I did?
then
You
maybe
know he
maybe
wouldn't.
then maybe then maybe somewhere someone's gone and addressed it. I don't know, maybe addressed the Matt Law, or someone's I don't know, or someone's gone and said something to someone, and he's gone obviously and released that information out. Whoever that reporter is that's released it. No one, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it was Matt Law that said it. I think it actually was Matt Law who came out with his comments yesterday and said that he's got a 40 million release clause. So obviously he's getting his information from somewhere. So I'm not saying Matt Law's always right, because I'll be honest with you, he gets a lot of things wrong, along with obviously
Yeah.
along with Mr. Fabrizio Romano as well. They don't always get things right. So I always say to myself, don't always believe what these two guys say, because they're not always right on things. So, but in terms of, he was the one that I think that released it yesterday from breaking, when it was breaking. I think it broke yesterday evening, and I think it was Matt Law's name that was on there saying that he's got a release clause of 40 million. So obviously he's got that information from somewhere. So we don't know.
And
The
can
thing
I
of
ask
all is
you
it's
this
finding out
question?
we got that info. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
he
on,
got
bro.
this from somewhere. Can I ask you this? You said
Yeah.
again, there's a chance the club wants to sell him, but they don't want to come out.
Mm.
I don't know if I misquote you. Please do let me know. But they don't
Yeah,
want
go
to
for
come
it.
out openly and say they want to sell him. It's a
Yeah.
possibility, right?
There's
Right?
that possibility, yeah.
Yeah. Do you equally agree there's a chance Carney has looked at how many midfielders we have, and the fact
Mm.
that in most cases, even when he was fit, at one point I agree with you, he was fully fit on the bench, and Poch didn't give him a
Yeah.
chance, right? And I explained I don't
Yeah.
blame Poch. If you're not available to me for a period of time and someone else is available and the team is done and doing well, you can't just come back and then replace them. No, it is it doesn't work like that. Do you equally believe that there's a chance he's looked at how many midfielders we have? And JC has argued he can actually play on the left hand side, which is a fact.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're still looking to sign more players, and on the number 10 role,
Yeah.
Dewsbury Hall, we signed him, and under Enzo Maresca, he played as number 10 in a 4-2-3-1 structure for them, and he plays as an 8-2. And there are other
Mm.
players you could argue that definitely the manager will prioritize over him. Do you also believe there's a chance his camp leaked this and said, okay, if AC Milan can trigger that, I'll go there and I'll get to play week in, week out, because they can't pay this much money for him and he'd be sitting on the bench. Let's be honest there. And let's be honest here. Chelsea say they don't want to sell him. And there's one report here that says Chukwuemeka is happy at Chelsea. Who's lying? We don't
Yeah.
know. So do you
Yeah.
believe that there's a chance his camp leaked it?
Well, on what you just said about on that, it could be either way. I mean, as I said, I'm only if I'm going by I always tend to try to always give the players the benefit of the doubt. Now, if he's come out and said that he doesn't want to leave Chelsea, he wants to stay and fight for his place, I would believe that. In terms of Milan wanting to get him, they only want to. They're talking about a loan move with an option to buy. And let's be real here. Milan can't afford to pay outright 40 million for him, and they're probably hoping that if he comes and does well there next season, they probably get him on the cheap, because Chelsea are looking to sell him off, which I think will be a mistake in itself, because I personally think he's still young. The difference he has over Loftus-Cheek is he's younger than Loftus-Cheek, and I still think, and don't get me wrong, Loftus-Cheek had potential in him, which he's now showing at Milan. I believe this boy's got potential in him as well, and probably has more potential than Loftus-Cheek. And I think that I think if he was to go to Milan on a loan move, he'll probably ball out there. Okay, and they're probably thinking, yeah, well, we've got him on a loan, and probably try and get him on a cheap deal. But I know Chelsea have come out and said it's going to be 40 million is the release clause for him. But I think we all know here that Milan won't pay that kind of money for him. Let's be real here. So what that does open up, though, is if he goes and balls out at Milan, it's more than likely a club in the Premiership will probably come in for him next season, and he'll go and ball out elsewhere. They'll to pay that 40 million release clause. That's more likely to happen. Should that happen, and that's my worry, because if he does end up going to another club in the Prem, and let's say a big club comes and shows an interest in him, and we all know, all it takes is obviously, I mean, if he has a good season at Milan, should he go there on loan? we all know whatever other club goes to, he'll probably come back to the Prem and do really, really well. Then it will be again, fans, I guess, will probably be thinking, "Oh, why do we let him go? Why do we leave?" But at the same time, as I said it already, you can't have sentiments in the thing, sentimental things in the fan base. Obviously, the club comes first. I get that, but if you've got a talent like him, you try your best to try and get the best out of him. I know he's had his injuries, but I still think he's a talented boy, and I think, given the opportunity, if he gets a loan move to Milan, so be it. But then, as long as he can come back to Chelsea next season and he can perform, if that is the case.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm trying to say on that one?
Yeah, let me look at this. This says, Coach, you're mixing a correction there. So he's not one of those that signed a 1,000-year contract. So thank you for that correction. But 5 + 1 is still a long time. So my point still stands, and my point that there's a chance, going back to who requested for the release clause. For me, I'd say most likely he's seen as an exit strategy, because he's a young kid joining Chelsea Football Club and not guaranteed to be starting week out. So they decided, okay, we're gonna insert this. We want this release clause as an exit strategy. And in most cases, players are the ones that request for a release clause to be there, because if there's no release clause, usually, in most cases, bidding war can happen, and the club can get a lot more.
Yeah,
that is my opinion. So my point is here, you cannot say for sure, but you're saying you think the club leaked the release clause news and they will accept 30 million plus 5. Okay, that's your opinion. Chances are we see that happen. But for me, in my opinion, I'm definitely leaning towards his camp, where the ones that suggested for a release clause as an exit strategy, and his camp, most likely, in my opinion, the ones that leaked it so that Carney can go to AC Milan if they can afford it, and you can say he plays week in, week out, because he gets a chance to play more at AC Milan than Chelsea. That's my opinion. But thank you for correcting and for the correction that I'm mentioning his salary, which means it's not one of the lowest earners, probably mid-range. I don't know how much every other person earns at Chelsea. I want us to keep Chukwuemeka, sell or loan Ugochukwu. So everything comes down to who you ask. For me, Ugochukwu is a fine player. Carney is a good player. But here's the thing, more importantly, for a young player at the age of these players, if they're going to leave and play elsewhere and develop properly, let it happen. Let them go. It's as simple as that. Don't come keep them and they rot on the bench and we'll be sentimental because we, for one reason or the other, like them. It just doesn't make sense. If Carney feels like if he's not going to play at Chelsea, if he's going to get to play every now and then, as good as he is, if I were his agent, I'd start looking for him to move on. It's as simple as that. He will not develop if he sits on the bench. Coach Vix makes a good point. We need to find out who leaked this release clause. Is it Carney agent? Is it rich money makers? Possibly. You never know. It may well be him. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Gavin, I appreciate you. I did see you there. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Let's hear you, Kishan, but let me get a few comments there. I'm going to skip yours because you're on the panel. Chukwuemeka is one of the best paid players at Chelsea. Yeah, I didn't know that, but thank you for explaining. Fabrizio broke news while Damasio has been telling us for weeks that Milan want him. And we did address those reports, but we said at the time the reports were from the perspective of AC Milan. And here, Chelsea are showing no intention. This is also from Fabrizio Romano. Are showing no intention to negotiate any deal, formula, or price for Carney. No loans. They want to continue with him unless some clubs arrives with big money or by triggering the 40 million release clause. And do I think any club would trigger this right now for a player who barely played last season? Nope. And that's my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. But but isn't release clause meant to be open to speculators? And the player has to agree. In my opinion, as soon as a transfer kickstarts, I believe every detail about a player becomes clear and available, but not necessarily activatable. Okay, that's the first I'm seeing that one, but good construct there. I like it. Does Carney really get into that midfield? I don't think so. I think he realized he will be holding bench for another season and probably wants more game time. I'm more into this theory than the theory that the clubs release it because they want to sell him. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Carney's camp wouldn't have licked the release clause because he would make it difficult for him to leave Milan. And how about the fact, even
That wouldn't make it
if they
difficult.
don't release it and AC Milan comes to Chelsea and say we want to buy him, Chelsea says no. So I don't believe that either. Milan doesn't have 40 million, so he stays.
Yeah, Milan doesn't have that money to begin with, so this news is just whatever.
Yeah, I'll come to you in a bit. The suspicious thing is that when we have asked Chelsea CEO about the release clause, we have no comments of them, the CEO or the owners department. So you make your mind up. I like Carney and hope he stays. I don't want him to stay if he's not going to play. Why would his camp lick a release clause? Milan cannot afford it. Then
so other teams can know the price and that they can maybe go for him. Maybe
and
you got to think of that.
Vic, and you think if the release clause isn't out there, if Milan comes, then Chelsea will be forced to sell him for cheap. You're still going to see the release clause. Yeah, so I'm not sure how else to argue this.
Like people
but
act like it's a
let's
whole
hear your opinion.
I don't know. People act like it's a whole conspiracy theory. Like you hear new, like, I don't know. People are playing telephone with the news they're getting. You know, like, it's funny. I would assume the most logical thing is that his camp released that because Carney and them see that there's people coming in the midfield. They see Drewsbury Hall. They want Santos back. So obviously he's like, oh my God, where do I sit in this situation? That's what I'm going to assume will be the most logical reason why his camp will release the release clause. So he can look out there and see what other options are out there for him. Do I think people are going to pay 40 for him? No. But the people are aware he's worth 40, so they'll keep an eye out for him next season, maybe. So I just don't see why is everyone so frantic and like I don't get it. Like people are playing telephone. Like they see the news and they want to like change it up and put it in their and stir it in their own narrative. Like no, just the club clearly said that they didn't want to sell him. Like that's it.
Yeah. Just a second again. No loan, but big money. Let me see what else we have here. I like to read a lot of stuff from Vic here. And Vic, if you can, all of you in the chat, you can always help answer some questions like when is Maresca press conference? I don't know. Sometimes you can see that and answer, but I think you focus on responding. New season, okay, staying fit, new opportunity under a new manager and on 100K a week. Why would Chukwuemeka want to leave? He probably hasn't spoken to Maresca. I mean, that may well be the case, but we don't know. But we can't just decide, yeah, the club leaked it. In my opinion, the CEO of Chelsea isn't answering about the Carney cause. Interesting. Wow. Okay. No loan, but big money offer. And who pays big money offer? Because they know it's not possible. In my opinion,
who's going to spend big money on Carney?
Shocked if AC Milan coughs out £40 million for Carney Chukwuemeka. I know they will not. I know they will not.
And if they do, that could go straight to the Victor Osimhen fund or whoever fund. I don't know. But if they spend $40 billion, they're bugging. And I doubt AC Milan will do that.
Yeah. I remember, guys, spotting directors to the CEO and the owners. Okay, thank you. Big money. GFC Gavin, my bro, is in the house. Don't let us forget that football is business and there's no sentimental attachment to most players. These players are investments. You win some and you lose some regardless of how good they are. And that's my bro. It's simple. It's listen. I've been saying this 1,000, and Bobby would tell you one of the first shows on Chelsea Perspective, the debate was we don't have to spend that much to get good players, and that the money we have, things will change in the future. What if someone else comes and buys Chelsea Football Club and changes the way they do things? That video is still up there, the first live show on Chelsea Perspective. So my point is, we had an owner who at the time, it wasn't about profit. But we have people investing their money and not looking to make profits sometime. And at the same time, they understand the importance of winning. They want to win too, because if you don't win, you don't make profit. Things have changed. This is someone's business. But that's not to say, in the case of Carney Chukwuemeka, we're not certain what's going on. How the release clause was leaked, we don't know. I don't think it makes sense to just blame the owners or blame his camp. But in my opinion, I'm more inclined to say, to believe that, yeah, his camp leaked it for reasons I've explained. But we move on. Yeah, it's a business, first of all, before anything. So don't get too attached to players. And any player that the manager deems surplus or requirement leaves. And if Carney Chukwuemeka pushes to leave, chances are maybe the manager have decided he's not going to work with him. We don't know. The sporting directors haven't released it, but I am hopeful that the owners hasn't done that about the release clause testing. If it's not going to play, I hope he leaves. It's not a conspiracy. It's common sense. I think in Milan is asking for a loan mover with an option to buy. Milan knows that, the moment they want it. They like to exploit opportunities out there. But this one is complicated. Let's not act like we work for the club and we know what's going on. Why are we dribbling about the release clause leak? If the club insisted on no loan deal, it's fair to suggest that the club leaked the release clause only to quote the expected price needed for his sale. No, if there's a release clause, there's a release clause. They're not going to. I'm not sure what to believe right now, but yeah, very good, but excellent point there to everybody. We're all making our respective points, so we'll move on. DJ, anything else you want to say? I don't know if he's there.
No, but I'm here, bruv. All good, bruv. All good.
Yeah, and more importantly here, as Jay says, it's Damasio. It's Damasio, for goodness sake. We shouldn't trust him. He's full of it. We should know that. But we move on. And I've told people what I'm going to stick with is I haven't again read anything that suggests Chelsea want to sell him. And if Chelsea want to sell him, you usually say, yeah, we're looking to sell him. But yeah, if you pay us something special, then you can have him. It's simple. That's not the first time we've heard that.
I don't think they'll try and hide the fact that they're trying to sell him.
Why hide it? It's not a crime. Chelsea women are set to sign a Lucy Bronze on a 2-year deal with an option for a further year. I don't know her, but she's an England international, given some of the stuff I've read. DJ, do you know her?
No, I know. I think she was one of Barcelona's good players. I think, as you said, she's an England international. I think she's only signed a 2-year contract, though. My understanding is, so it's obviously not a long term. It's obviously not a long term contract. I'm not sure how old she is. I think she might be, I don't know, maybe 20. I'm not sure. Maybe check it on it. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's only a 2-year contract.
They've also, so let me check. Go ahead.
Yeah, they've signed 2 Barcelona players. Chelsea have for the ladies team. They've also signed another one. This one, you're showing her now.
Julia Bartel.
Yeah, that's the one. This one. Yeah, this is the other one. Yeah, and obviously Bronze is the other.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze. Let me find her age here. I don't know them. I think I haven't been following the women's games as I should, but I'm gonna start doing that now. Lucy Bronze age. Ooh. Is that another Lucy Bronze? She's 32.
32.
Yeah.
She got if she was wearing Barcelona kit, then yeah, that's the one. That's why she's only signed a 2-year contract.
Well, she's wearing an England kit here, so probably because of our experience.
Yeah, that's the same one. Yeah, probably that is it.
Yeah,
which is what we've been crying out for in the men's team. Not as old as that though.
Yeah, and that's Julia Bartel. Whether she's Spanish, I don't know her nationality. Chelsea is delighted to announce the signing of Julia. I don't know if it's Julia Bartel, with the Spanish midfield joining the Blues from FC Barcelona. Do you think these are signings for the new women's team manager? May well be. I don't know.
Yeah,
all right, next item we have lined here. Go ahead.
No, so they've signed 3 ladies. They've also signed another one from, I think it's PS. I think they signed one from PSG as well. I'm not sure. I forgot her name though. The one from PSG, but they've signed 3 in total so far, for what I know.
Yeah. So this here talks about Chelsea have announced that three UK have become the first women's only principal partner for all training kits. So it's a separate deal from the men's. A good deal for us. And here's the thing I've told people, they did us dirty when we had issues. They abandoned us, right? And I've always told people, here's the thing, money talks. For instance, some saying that Chelsea shouldn't ever go back to Brighton to do business with them. And I told them, if they have the product, we're going back there. It's no different from you, a particular store treating you badly. But if you want a product, then that store is the only store that has that product. Even you will grumble into that store, get the whatever you want to get, and leave. You get my point there. So good deal. Again, good income. I'm not sure how else to phrase it. Next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have 56 likes when we need a lot more. Yeah, 44 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. I appreciate you all. But let's try and get it to 100. We finished with 90, I think 93 likes yesterday. Let's try and get it to 100 likes today. This talks about Chelsea are expected to adopt a 4-3-3 formation with a single pivot, allowing 2 advanced number 8s to play between the lines and attack the final third. So if you're in the chat, the question I want to ask you, the likes of Jay, Vic, all of you, rich money makers, who do you think are going to be the midfield 3? I think Romeo Lavia, if he's fully fit, he starts centrally, flanked by Enzo Fernandez. And we have 4 players most likely to be vying for places in that midfield 3. Wow.
Yeah.
So one of again, it's I'm not sure. DJ, Kishan, let's hear your opinion. In a 4-3-3 structure, who do you think will be the midfield 3? It's not that simple. Remember, we signed the manager's main guy who can also play as one of the 8s in the midfield 3.
Yeah.
We have Enzo Fernandez. We have Moises Caicedo, who can also play as an 8. We have Romeo Lavia, who can play as an 8 again, or play centrally. I think Romeo Lavia, most likely he's going to be starting centrally. But let's hear you. Who do you think the 3 that starts and who gets you up to the bench?
That's tough.
Yeah, it's not simple anymore, right?
Yeah, now it's the single pivot. I don't know if. Well, Enzo definitely starting. Caicedo's definitely gonna start.
Okay, so you don't have Lavia and
No, I don't have Lavia.
and Dewsbury Hall.
No, they will come off the bench. And I don't know. I think
and just
I want to
just
say that.
One second, bro. Vic, if you're listening, at Leicester City, I think Dewsbury, in most cases, if they go with 4-3-3, I think Dewsbury usually doesn't start. I think that's the case. He mainly play. Let me bring out Fort Mob here, but go ahead. Let's look at what they have. Go ahead with what you were saying.
I think they might. If it's an 8, I wanted to say the midfield would have been with Nkunku there, but as the 8, I might put Nkunku in them. I might say it's Enzo Caicedo and Nkunku in the midfield. That's what. This is tough. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, the question is again in a 4-3-3 structure, who will be the midfield 3? It's not easy right now because Romeo Lavia, I'm quite sure, will be fully fit. Maybe he's not going to start the season because he still needs time to be fully fit. Probably he's had a lot of time, but
because I could see them put like Caicedo as the 6, and then because we're having the inverted fullback, the fullback's gonna invert into the midfield. So he's gonna have help like he did like later on this season with Potts when he finally inverted Kukurea. So
I think Casado. I think we'll get a lot more from him if he plays as an 8. But that's just my opinion.
I do too. I think he can pass the ball. He can create chances as well. I could easily.
Real.
I don't know. What
It
about
gets
you?
real.
What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think? I don't know right now.
I don't know really, because Romeo Lavia, he's a good player, and he did play under Maresca as a youth, him and Cole Palmer. So I'm not sure, but
It's a tough one, man. I think we've already said. I think Caicedo and Enzo for me will be the two that start. I think he's going to put Nkuku in his team, isn't he? Whether he plays him wide left or whether he plays him as that midfield, as he plays him as that third midfielder, it's going to be. I think it's going to be that. I mean, don't forget I think the other situation is if Conor Gallagher's not sold, he may possibly still be in there. If Drewsbury Hall's not going to start, KDH.
That would be crazy. If we still have Gallagher and him, oh my,
mad,
a bunch of midfielders.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe even Chukwuemeka may start there. Who knows? I don't know. It's a tough one to call, man. It is a tough one, but I think we know the starters for me. It's probably going to be Enzo and Caicedo, and I'm probably at this moment in time. I'm going to say I'm going to put Nkuku there, and he's probably going to end up playing obviously Cole Palmer on the right, probably be Sterling at the moment on the left. Can't see Mudryk coming in there for him now, or maybe hopefully Mudryk will be there, but I can see it being Sterling, and obviously Jackson up top.
Yeah. Yep. That's probably what we'll see game 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Coach freeze?
It looks like he's gone. Kachila, you there, bro? It looks like he's frozen. Honestly, what do you honestly think, bro? Do you think that's probably going to be the start that we go at those 3 players?
Yeah.
Or would you say someone else?
Yeah, I see Sterling starting game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole on the right, Enzo Caicedo starting, Jackson starting. It's just where you put the Nkunku in. He'll probably start in the midfield. So yeah.
Well, there were rumours in it. I think come last end of the season, I think when the season had finished, they said that Nkuku was going to play the Gallagher role, wasn't he? That's why there was a lot of talks of Gallagher being sold. So it might be more likely. It might be more likely that probably be more likely that Nkuku comes in the middle, as we said. And listen, he can even swap with Jackson. I mean, either one of them could swap or whatever, or even Sterling could probably swap with. Any of them 4 up front, whether it's Sterling, Jackson, Nkunku, if he's the one there, and Palmer, any of them can actually rotate. So it could be anything like that. I mean, what do people in the comments think? We'd like to hear what the people in the comments are thinking. Obviously, until Kachila comes back, what people in the comments think. What do you guys think? Be good to hear share your views and opinions. Where are you, Chelsea perspective? Kachila, where are you, bruv? What's happened?
Oh, he's on mute, Coach. You're on mute.
Is he on mute? Kachila, you're on mute, bruv. I think he's funny. I guess I could just say, obviously while we're waiting for Kachila, what do you make of our signings that we've done so far?
I mean, yeah, we're making moves early, before a lot of teams are even trying to make moves. We're already trying to sort everything out, We're going through every striker in the world, it feels like. So, but I think we're going to go right back to Osimhen and get some type of deal across. I want that Mamadashvili kid. I hope we can start negotiations with him. I don't want Sanchez as our starting goalkeeper. No way. No way.
And And JC, if you're in the comments, bro, I know you got this strong opinion view of having Sanchez to start in the goal next season over Petrovic. For me, it's a no-go, mate. Petrovic over him any day the week of starting. I don't know why Sanchez would come in and take over from Petrovic.
Yeah,
For me,
especially if he needs a goalkeeper that can play with the ball at his feet. Like Sanchez, he has hands for feet.
Exactly.
And
Nah.
it's,
Yeah, but JC, for whatever reason, big up to JC, by the way. I respect his views and opinions, but he seems to like Sanchez. He seems to think Sanchez to come back into the setup over Petrovic. So that's going to be an interesting one. Should that happen? But for me, look, if we're not going to get another goalkeeper, for me, Petrovic has to start as number one, as far as I'm concerned. But the rumours are coming out that it looks like Maresca's going to go with Sanchez. So what's this? More comments coming out. What's this? Yeah, go on. Sorry, bro. I'm just reading the comments. Go on, bro.
Nah, I just seen what Rich posted. He's saying we're discussing about Ivan Toney.
Really? That's not a bad
That'll
shout.
be good.
Not a bad shout at all.
I think we're just doing like the diversion tactics just so like Napoli can get desperate and be like, okay, let's really sell this guy for like a cheaper price. I think that's what Chelsea's doing. I think we're just waiting for like Napoli to get desperate. They want to lower the price on Osimhen.
Yeah, I mean that's Osimhen. I mean I'll be honest with you. I know Cachilla's been saying no Osimhen, but I think when I went into this whole chat about a striker for the season, I've always wanted Osimhen at Chelsea, and he still remains my number one striker to get. I know Cachilla's got his views and opinions on him coming. And obviously everyone's again big up to his views and opinions. But as I said, I for one I think Osimhen will fit our team pretty well. But again, people are saying under Maresca they think maybe not. If it was under if he was under a Jose, he probably would be better. But I think for me, I think he's probably. I mean, him and Isak were the two I'd say would be the ones that I'd probably think about. But obviously, Isak's not going to come now. There's talk that we've gone back in for Osimhen again. So that deal is not fully closed. So that'd be an interesting one to see if we make that deal happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, DJ, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's better, bro. I was just about to read the comments. Big up to you until you're back.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys did good. I owe you guys each 6-pack. But
I hacked Kachilla.
Let's go.
This has been a delicious show, and I was still asking people there. I haven't gotten a response from Vic. Tebeho, all of you in a 4-3-3 structure with 2 number 8s, a flanking the single pivot. Who do you think starts there? I want to hear you. And Rich Moneymakers is saying that we're discussing Ivan Toney. I haven't seen anything like that, but chances that that's the case. But let's talk about the structure, and then we'll look at recent updates here. I also want Mamardashvili and his 0 passing ability. I don't want him. But if the manager wants him, fine. We know the manager wants a goalkeeper that's good on the ball. Not just good on the ball, exceptional on the ball, given everything we've learned, except if he is willing to adjust his approach to accommodate Mamardashvili, given that he's an excellent shot stopper, and we can say fairly good.
Was Sanchez good playing out the back for us? He's talking about Brighton. What about for Chelsea? Was he good playing out the back?
Let's say this. There's a case for Sanchez. He made some mistakes at the time. Chances are that at the time, because we weren't properly rehearsed, and because he was a bit rusty, because remember, he sat on the bench. Listen, I'm not arguing for him to start. I'd pick Petrovic over him. But I'm just letting you know there's an argument suggesting that the biggest issue he had at the time was because he was out for a while. But in my opinion, I'd say for me, no. And people will also bring out the argument also that, remember, what's his name? The former Brighton manager dropped him to the bench.
De Zerbi.
De Zerbi. So those arguments are still there. I think everything, and we've also heard that, what's his name? Our current manager really likes him. But I don't believe that for 1 second. I think they all have a chance to prove themselves. Petrovic isn't bad on the ball. We're not too sure who's going to start. And if you remember, when Sanchez joined us, We didn't expect him to ever get a chance to start until all of a sudden Kepa wanted to leave. So he had to be called upon to become the number one goalkeeper at the time. So there are people always bring up that argument, but that's a no for me, Sanchez. If in fact the fact that Deserve dropped him, the fact that we did see we got to see him up close and he under pressure, and sometimes it takes him like a year to decide on what to do with the ball. But I still ended by saying everything comes down to the manager. You never know. But go ahead, Kishan, you were saying something. You
Oh,
there,
was
Kishan?
I? Yeah,
Okay,
I
go ahead. Yeah.
forgot. I forgot what I was saying.
Okay. But DJ, you were going to say something.
Yeah, listen, you know my debate on Sanchez, Kachila. I get what you're saying, and I can understand your views. I share your views and opinions of what you're saying as well on Sanchez. But I think for me, I've seen enough of him. Seeing it live as well, Kachila. Going and watching the game live and seeing him make their mistakes. I mean that in itself is a scary. It's scary. I mean, there are times you could just kick the ball to Rosed, and instead of kicking it to Rosed, he's going and kicking it and putting it, passing the ball to someone in midfield. And when they lose the ball in midfield, they've got the other team goes and scores a goal. I think we saw that in one of the games
Yeah,
where he just kicked the ball out in midfield.
he passed it to
And the other,
Declan Rice, and then Rice scored a screamer.
yeah, what a goal that was, bro. I mean, things like that. I mean, look, listen, as I keep saying, bro, look, I can understand. Okay, Sanchez wasn't expected to be number one when he came in because obviously we had Kepa there when Kepa obviously decided to leave, so he got given the opportunity. But Kachila, we talk about opportunities, don't we, in the team? He got given his opportunity for me, and he blew it. And for me now, I don't. I mean, if you're going to play him in cup games, fair enough. Put him in certain cup games, but for me, Petrovic has to be number one start if we're not going to sign
But do
another
you know that
goalkeeper.
number suggests that he did better than Petrovic?
Yeah, I got I saw the stats on that. Yeah, he has done. But if you want to talk, we're talking about we're talking about a goalkeeper that is good with his feet. And is also a good shot stopper. Now, for me, Petrovic fits both those two, regardless of the stats that Sanchez done better. But he's also made some stupid errors and bad errors as well, regardless of the stats. And so for me, look, I for one think, look, I'm not saying that he's crap. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't think he's good enough for me to start as number one goalkeeper next season over Petrovic. For me, Petrovic has earned that. If we're not going to sign
As
another
much as I
goalkeeper.
agree with you, DJ, I'm going to say this. We're basing this judgment off of eye test alone. But I've told you this, numbers suggest he did better than Petrovic overall. And here's the thing, do I think we can make do with a better goalkeeper? I'd say yes. But go ahead with what you were saying anyway.
Sorry. Oh yeah. So look for myself. Look, I get what you're saying about the stats, but I'm not stating that. All I'm basically saying for me, I'm not saying Sanchez is a bad goalkeeper. I just don't think he should be our number one with the errors that he's been made. And I just think that okay, the eye test will say okay, obviously I'm looking at the situation maybe on Petrovic that he's done better than him, and maybe Sanchez has done. But I for one just don't think. I said it even with Petrovic. I said we need another goalkeeper either way because I don't think any of them have really claimed the place to be number one. To be Chelsea, either we go for a Diogo Costa or a Mamadashvili for me to come in and challenge them both, right? But for me, at this moment in time, going and start the season, we don't sign a goalkeeper, regardless of the stats. I will still have Petrovic in goal over Sanchez.
Like this, the
But
numbers.
That's just my.
Like,
I'm just going with go ahead. I'm just going with the fact that the fact that we can do better than both goalkeepers, and Petrovic he has potential. For me, they say numbers don't lie, and that's the only. But if we're going by eye test alone, I'd say Petrovic looks calmer on the ball, in my opinion. But I'm the sort of person that I don't look beyond numbers.
He's
And
not better
life,
than Raya. Are you crazy?
Man.
Again, what you must do to make a good decision is you can say, let's just bear at the back of your mind that eye test alone isn't good enough. Numbers has to
No,
complement it for
numbers
good
can complement
position.
it, but we have to add context to those numbers. It's Petrovic's first season in the
Which means
Premier
you're saying the
League,
same
and he
thing.
came
It's,
straight from the
yeah, go
MLS.
ahead.
This is Sanchez's how many years he's been in the Premier League? This is Petrovic's first year in the Premier League, straight from the MLS. So yeah, he's gonna have some some shaky ground to start off on. Like, and then, but eventually over time, he got more confident, and he shows he might not like have the best ball playing skills, but he's smart enough to get the ball out of trouble. Sanchez was never smart enough to get the ball out of trouble when he was compromised in certain areas. And I rate that way more than what Sanchez does, because Sanchez seems like he has mental lapses where he doesn't know where he's at or who to pass it to. He passes it to the other team.
Yeah.
Like, you need some
And
composure at the position, and some younger kid who came here from the MLS was more composed than you. And I know he didn't like officially take his spot because Sanchez was injured, but he basically took your spot, bro, because you didn't get it back.
I'm just going to say this. In my opinion, I think we can do better than both. And I'm going to leave it at that.
I
And
agree. I
constant-
agree, Kachilla. I've said that
Yeah.
already, bruv. I've said that already.
That's
Big
where
up to
I
Gante,
leave
by
the
the way.
argument. I'm not just going to even get into the argument of who starts over who, but because it's a difficult one. Eye test tells me that Petrovic should be starting over Sanchez, and then numbers say, not too quick. Just hold on. But Constantine, big up to you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're recovering
Big up,
well.
Gante.
I was going to give you a call later in the day. I think I'll reach out and just I'll speak with you whenever time allows. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Lateness is greatness. Thank you so much for that. That's your ID. Goalkeeper that plays out from the back will make mistakes. That's certainly, yep. That's just the truth. Number one, you don't. The second part of your comment isn't necessary, really. But
It's
nice to
emotional.
see you again.
He
Yeah,
has
once again,
investment in Sanchez. That's why.
yeah. The coolest chance again. Once again, Tobeho, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And by the way, Tobeho, nice to see you. And we have Uzadim Okwula here. Says Kachila, the guys that we're talking about, Osimhen, are topping the line for us. What exactly is your opinion on that?
Another debate. He wants to debate. Big up to that. He wants to debate what I said earlier on and what we said.
Osimhen to Chelsea, no, for reasons I've explained. And I'm not going to get into that. If anything, for me, in recent years, he seemed to get injured quite a lot. And that's a factor. If you're going to be paying that much money for a player, that's an issue. Big up to you too. Let's see anything else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along. I appreciate you for finding the time to join the show. Reach GFC. Let's see what else we have here. How many errors are left to go by Sanchez?
A few.
Testing. I would say I don't remember how many
Lost
that really
count.
let to go, but I would say this: we're lucky
At least
a
5.
lot of times that the
Lost
opposition
count.
didn't capitalize on its mistakes. But I'm just going to present my final opinion on our goalkeeper situation. We can do better than both. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to move on.
100%
That's my
agree on
opinion
that.
anyway. JC knows, again, he goes...
Okay.
Okay.
Now I hate seeing
Oh,
you
the
here today.
redacting. How do you have that
I hate
information,
seeing you
Dante?
today. Sanchez overthinks and dwells on the ball too much in most cases. Yeah. Which you could argue led to a lot of people perceiving Petrovic as more composed on the ball. But Sanchez, the argument that he again was rusty at the time is a believable argument. But for me, I'm just going to leave it at we can do better than both. The coach would choose who plays. I don't care who plays. You may well have concerns, and it doesn't change the manager's decision. We don't work for him. He doesn't work for us. We're entitled to our opinions. Do I think the fans' opinion will any measure of influence with regards to what player starts over the other? I'd say no. And that's my opinion. Let's get the likes up, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Not just Petrovic, he did better than Arsenal Soraya, the one Arsenal paid 30 million for. So numbers are important, irrespective of how you see it. But here's the thing:
You gotta add
football fans,
context.
there's something. No, I'm coming. There's something that's very common with football fans. Most fans hardly look beyond eye test. In all honesty, based on eye test alone, I'd say I'd rather Petrovic continue. Yeah. You see a lot of people arguing Gallagher this, Gallagher that. The worst player at Chelsea. Go look at the numbers. Gallagher finished the season as one of our best players, irrespective of
Yeah.
what you
Yeah, I
think of him.
agree. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. No, I agree on that one. He
But
did. He
you
did.
see the point
100%.
now. So,
Yeah.
but if you ask me, I'd still tell you Gallagher isn't my best favorite Chelsea player. He isn't the worst. AKA, I don't give a rat's behind whether he leaves or stays. Everything comes down to what the manager wants. And I think AKA also we can do better than Gallagher. But you can't just deny the fact.
Vic, chill out. You're wild, Vic. You clearly have an emotional connection to Sanchez. You're
So my
saying
point is that's how Vic likes to argue. My point is numbers are important, irrespective of how you see it. Because if you're going back to what a lot of Chelsea fans are saying on X, you just without looking at the numbers, or without being objective when you watch games, you'd realize, yeah, Gallagher actually finished the season as one of our best players, and with I think he's either second or third with the most assists. But a lot of people would just go. Some people actually, I'm being truthful in terms of eye test with regards to Gallagher. Some people would just go that if he misplaces a single pass, that's it. They're not going to tell you about any other thing he did well. So my point is that we should learn how to judge objectively in most cases. And eye test alone isn't enough. The stats say otherwise, and yeah, I agree with that.
And there's people that only look at the stats and think the stats are God. There's that side too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But overall, numbers don't lie. Numbers win all
Numbers
the time.
don't lie, but you got to add context to those numbers. Why was Gallagher so good? Because the system was basically catered to what Gallagher's good at. That's why he performed so well, right? So the context.
Go ahead.
So we could say, oh, Gallagher was better than Enzo this season, but we know that Enzo's a better player than Gallagher, right?
Yep.
So if someone wants to go off the numbers and be like Gallagher's a better player than Enzo, like you're gonna look at them crazy. Like, no, he's not a better player than Enzo, but the system was catered towards Gallagher.
Okay, can I say something? His numbers are gonna be better. Can I say something quickly? I will pick Enzo over Gallagher anytime, any day, but we cannot change the fact that Gallagher finished the season as one of our best performers.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying, like, if you look at them too.
Let me drop. And we cannot, because the system was built to benefit Gallagher, and say, yeah, because of that, he didn't finish the season as one of our best players. We can't do that. We can't take that away from him. And I'm
not taking it away from him. I'm saying it's here to help him.
Gallagher, but go ahead with what you were saying.
I'm not taking it away from him. I'm saying it helped him perform at the level that he did. And I'm saying if there was a system to help Enzo perform at the level, like a more possession-based system, we might have seen Enzo perform better than Gallagher. We might have seen more errors. An
average Chelsea fan would tell you that.
I'm just saying, like, the fit matters. So, like, his numbers were good because he had a manager that fit what he was good at.
And I agree. You make a great point. Adding context is important. DJ, you want to add to that before we give those in the chat the microphone?
No, listen. As again, it's all about views and opinions. I've given my things on why I think Petrovic should stay as number one goalkeeper. Maybe I'm looking more at the eye test than I'm looking on stats. However, like the gentleman's just said, yeah, you have to also go by context as well. And for me, look, I believe Petrovic is a better goalkeeper than Sanchez. Sanchez is, listen, Sanchez was what? I mean, we signed him from Brighton. Right, yeah, he couldn't even get into their first team. There was a reason for that. Yeah, okay, and now he comes to Chelsea Football Club as our number one goalkeeper. Nah, Not for me, mate. Not for me at all. I mean, listen, as I said, I'm not calling him rubbish, but despite him
No, you
feeling
already
maybe
did.
me. No, I'm not. I didn't say he's rubbish,
No,
bro.
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying. I know you were, bro. I know you were. I'm not saying he's rubbish, bro. All I'm basically saying right here is that he's not for me. Both him and Petrovic. You want to go that way? I'll get both of them. Yeah, both him and Petrovic are not number ones for me at Chelsea. For me, you need to go for someone better than both of them, right? But you need someone to come and challenge them both. Okay, so for me, if we were to go and get Diogo Costa, or if we were to even go and get Mamadashvili, I know your views on Mamadashvili, Kuchilla. The guy's still young. Yeah, so people talking about him, he can't play ball to feet. I'm sure he could learn that. No problem. But
But
his
do we
shot
have the
stopping.
luxury to give a goalkeeper time to learn that?
I'm sure he will. Yeah, but I'm sure with the goalkeeping coaches that we got at the football club, yeah, we do. And he's what, 6'6". I mean, come on, mate. That's massive for a goalkeeper. That's what we're looking for, what we need. But I understand your argument on that one as well. I can understand, but look, I'll just end it all ends. Yeah, Diogo Costa over Petrovic and over Sanchez if we can go and get him. Otherwise, it's Petrovic for me for next season.
And here's one thing I like about DJ. If he wants to trash your argument, he starts with, "I understand where you're coming from." Then the next minute he just condemns it. Yeah,
you
but
just lay onto it. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I get your point. So let's see what we have here. For me, Petrovic number one, Sanchez number two, but hopefully sold. But we need someone like those who plays both feet and extra defender, basically 25 million, great price keeper. Like I don't usually like that. They don't usually exist. Yeah. Houston, I'm like I said, I'm gonna leave it at we can do better than both. Sanchez was Brighton's third choice, and now Chelsea's number one.
exactly.
But
Big up Courtney.
here's the thing: everything comes down to the manager's preference. I have to say this. I don't want him to become our number one. I have to say this also, but I like to see situations again to present objective arguments. The chances are, rumors at the time was that he fell out with Deservi for reasons I don't know. Some are saying that his short passes were awful. That was why Deservi dropped him. I don't know. So the fact that he was a third choice goalkeeper at the time, you can say it's not the criteria with which to measure how good he is. Because whenever such argument comes up, I usually like to tell people that, look, how about Antonio Rudiger? Lampard didn't like him, and he was on the verge of leaving Chelsea Football Club. You can say he was literally at the gate at the time. Then in comes Thomas Tuchel. He finished with us as one of our best defenders that we were hitting our heads on the on the wall that he was leaving. Even my friend at the time, Michel Patel Swaga, who now works for a Spanish club, which one exactly? I think was it Sevilla that hired him. He works in La Liga now for La Liga club. Wrote an article saying it's time for Rudiger to leave at the time. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, but the difference is, Coach. The difference.
My point is,
difference.
Everything comes down. You can say to an extent, comes down to the manager's preference and the manager's demands of a player. Go ahead, DJ. Were you saying something?
I was just going to say, we all Chelsea fans knew Rudiger was a good defender. It's just Lampard clearly didn't see that, and obviously Thomas Tuchel came in and he showed what a good defender he is. That's the one thing.
DJ. A lot of people didn't want him. Even pundits
were butchering
him.
Yeah, people wasn't rating him.
I know they were. I got that, but I've always rated him.
No, I know you rated him. A lot of people didn't.
And I think he was.
In all honesty, before he picked up form.
Yeah.
And listen, like,
go ahead.
I could say that last season our defense was horrid. So Sanchez had to go through a lot of bull that other people didn't have to go through. So I mean, if Maresca has a better defensive structure, I would assume that we're gonna leak less goals, so he's gonna have less
work to do.
Less work to do. So he could improve with that. As far as his playing with the ball to the ground, I if Maresca can get something out of him, then I'll
Yeah.
be with it. But like if he's gonna look like the Sanchez of last season, I'm gonna say you're wasting your time.
Yeah, if you're going by what
It's true.
what we saw
It's
up
true.
close, right? Then you're
Yeah, and we all
concerned.
know, and we all know. Let's be real. And what again, it's so true. So true. But however, we all know. Unfortunately for Sanchez, we all know what a mistake he's got in him anyway. So should he do? Should pressure come under him? Should he be under pressure?
Yeah.
Where
The
is
ball
this
goes
you,
to the back of the net, bruv. The brother goes to the ball goes to the back of the net, bruv. Simple as that. It goes to the back of the net. Boom. No, I'm being a bit harsh. Sorry, bruv.
All right,
Sorry.
but his thing,
I
with regards to how many mistakes he made led to
yeah,
goals, I have to
yeah,
tell, irrespective of my argument, that yeah, he deserves a fair chance. But I don't want any of them. I think we can do better. The truth is, in most of the mistakes he made, we weren't punished. We were lucky in most cases.
Yeah.
And Sanchez was Brighton's third choice, and now Chelsea's number one. Nobody has said he's going to be the number one. You never know. When it's Maresca press conference, we don't know. We're waiting. More composed, Vic says. What is this? Sanchez plays as the fourth CB for Porter. Sanchez can do exactly what Maresca wants, and he has a new goalkeeper trainer now. Yeah. So nobody's saying, we don't know who starts. Chances are, what again, we'll end up seeing what has been out there, but we'll find out. No, Sanchez is too slow, especially when needs to swap the ball from feet to feet. He is
Yeah, he's like a tortoise for real.
like a tortoise is such.
wow, you're definitely going there.
Man. Big up to those comments, Dante.
I'm not reading that part. The Makalele
man.
FC
man.
says, big up, Kuchila, big up to you too. Whatever the situation is, I think the manager will definitely choose the best for his plan. It's as simple as that. We don't know. Although we need an upgrade on both. Yep. That's where
Yep.
you and I agree on that one. We can do better than both, and I'm going to leave it at that. More than one error leading to goal by Sanchez. I don't remember how many, but I'm just saying he made a few that had the opposite. We weren't punished for all of them. I don't remember how many led to go, but I remember that of Declan Rice, definitely. I don't remember
Right,
another one, to be honest.
Yeah.
You guys need to get your facts before arguing. Prove me wrong.
Nah.
That Sanchez had more than one error.
We all
to go.
disagreed. It's more
Big
than
up
one.
to me.
More than one. Yep. I will wait for the stats. Help me, coach. No, I don't agree with that one. I think one that Declan Rice's, but he made a few that we weren't punished. I'm just gonna leave it at that. With that, I agree, Vic. But that's just a stat. And you know I don't really care. Yeah. Let's see anything else. And Vic is still waiting. Take a seat, relax, get a cup of coffee too. Relax.
Oh my god!
You get
and he's not an emotional person, yo.
No.
Yeah, let's see. Yes, Simon Phillips, the journalist, he's discussing this, speaking to the Ivan Toney. Interesting. I haven't seen anything. Vic, do you see anything on Ivan Toney? Yeah, Vic is definitely going to the H place, and he knows that. Ooh, nice to see you. Ooh, I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. You've got really close to Sanchez when he got into extra time at the barbecue. That may well be why he's defending him. They're friends right now.
They shared some plates or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gallagher was too good based on eye test. You can say, yeah, it depends on who you ask. Yeah. Some people just judge him based on 1-2 mistakes and don't look beyond that. For me, Petrovic should be the number one. He can work on a plane from the back. Then if he can work on it, then Sanchez can work on it too. It's simple logic, really. But I think we can do better than both. And I'd rather Petrovic start over him. But going by your logic, if he can work on his ability to play at the back, Sanchez can also do the same. Overall stats comes first in recruitment, then the ability to improve the attitude and so on. That's a good argument. I agree. Let's see what else we have here. Gallagher is a better box-to-box player than Enzo. Sure. Enzo is not a box-to-box player. Enzo is more of a deep line playmaker. And I'm going to explain why. Enzo, the more he sees the pitch, the more effective he'd be. The less he sees the pitch, the less effective he'd be. Enzo also does better with the independence to be where he deems fit on the pitch to help dictate the pace of the game And Enzo's passing range is something special. If you make the run, he'd see you. And had we been clinical last season, he'd had a lot more assists. Does he even have any? I don't remember. So they're two different type of players. Yeah, we don't even need to start comparing them. Gallagher has been a soldier. Rather see Carney and Leslie sold. Let's see what happens. What else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. A lot of fans have credited us to signing KDH. Yeah, it's a good signing. You could argue one of the most important signing. It's just like Sarri coming with Jorginho, which made Sarri's start to life as Chelsea manager easier. It made it easier for him to implement his approach. And with KDH, I mean, yeah, it makes the whole thing easier for him. But it complicates the situation. And I'm going to go back to the question I asked everybody in the chat. In a 4-3-3 structure, which you've learned that the manager will play with a 4-3-3 structure with 2 8s flanking the central guy, the single pivot. Who do you think starts? Remember, in that position, we have Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo. I'm missing one more name. Then KDH, that's 4. One has to make way. And chances are, if we're to believe what the manager what we heard the manager, that he wants Andrea Santos to remain at the club, that's 5. Who starts over who? Yeah, it's not that easy. Yeah, but rich money makers should reduce. Yeah, I think it should. Touchline to touchline will be even better. Warming up, running around the pitch 100 times all game. As crazy as it sounds, I would take Ramsdale over Sanchez. Okay, maybe we should call you crazy. I like DJ sometimes, but you don't like. You don't like it today. He's not on your side, right? So I'm gonna scroll down and catch a few of the stuff we have here. Rudiger was at Chicks, but he turned it around on that Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. Sanchez maybe deserves one more season. Maybe it's not up to me. I'm not really that. I always rated Rudiger when Lampard stopped. I rated him too. I didn't like that. But yeah, Lampard was clueless with Rudy. Every time he was on the bench, I was like, Lampard, wake up, obviously. And we were struggling defensively at the time. There was something personal. Always at war with the Germans. I'm not reading. I'm not reading that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Olu, is that Olu, as in the Yoruba Olu? Because that's an L there. Olu Pius. Sanchez doesn't deserve to be a Chelsea goalkeeper again. Wow. For me, Petrovic number 1. A lot of opinions there. Why so much cries over goalkeeper? We already signed Willie.
The Goat Caballero. He was good though.
The Goat Caballero.
He was good.
Oh my goodness. Everyone forgets Bettinelli as well. Yeah, he's there, but he's there just to make up the numbers and earn a salary, in my opinion. So it seems like everybody just realized that the manager will have a headache. At least that's how I see it. To select the starting 11 in the 4-3-3 structure, because it's not going to be easy. And that's just my opinion anyway. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. If you have any answer to this, you go ahead. DJ, I don't know if you've answered this question.
What's that one, bro? Sorry, which one's that one?
We read this, which reads that Chelsea are expected to adopt a 4-3-3 formation with a single pivot. Allowing 2 8s. That's a single pivot flanked by 2 8s. Allowing 2 8s to play between the lines and attack the final third. So who are the midfield 3 for you? It's not easy. We don't know.
It's not easy, but I will say when Lavia fully fit, for me, it's going to be it'll be for me Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia. In the meantime, until Lavia is fully fit, I'd go with Enzo, Caicedo, and then Nkunku as my midfield 3. Probably.
I think Nkunku will be further forward. Nkunku will be one of
the. I was thinking about. I was either thinking him either playing in that midfield, or he plays wide left, wide right, in the middle, or behind the striker, wherever it might be. But it's a 4-3-3, so For me, I think if he's going to play wide, then for me that's a tough one to call. I mean, my three would be, as I said, those three when Lavia's fully fit. But then with KDH now being added to that system, more than likely he probably will go with Enzo, Caicedo, and KDH as a midfield three. Palmer on the right, Nkuku on the left, and Jackson up top.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this here says Arsenal are in pole position for Riccardo Calafiori. Arsenal has presented a project and a more intriguing offer for the player and for Bologna. For this reason, they are the team in pole position at the moment, according to Damasio.
Arsenal's project. I thought Arsenal finished the project and trying to win. They're still doing the project?
5 years into the project, it's going to be under Arteta, man, and they've only won FA Cup.
Oh, wow.
So this is also coming from Damasio also, which says, again, in the last few hours, Chelsea, PSG, and Bayer Leverkusen have all moved for Riccardo Calafiori. This week will be decisive. So this one actually cancels out this one. It's not going to be simple. Arsenal, it's hard to say where he ends up right now, but I think it's looking less likely that he ends up at Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm not going to rule out Leverkusen. Go ahead, DJ. I was just going to say I'm not going to rule out Leverkusen now. If they're throwing themselves in the mix, especially with the football, I forget what's the manager's name there again that everyone wanted. The former Liverpool manager. Player, sorry. What was a Liverpool player? Alonso. With him playing the way he's playing down there, don't be surprised if he opts to go down there now. It wouldn't surprise me on that one happening if they're throwing themselves in the hat room.
But money also is an important factor to mention there. PSG, if they want him, I think they'd get him.
Sheesh, willing to Bakayoko?
Who?
Johan Bakayoko. That's what it says on your screen.
Oh, yeah. I see that one too. I have it on the screen. Yeah, I'm coming. Just 1 second. Everyone forgets Bettinelli. Yeah, that's the truth. I don't know. I think I've answered this question. They're probably still shooting his interview video, and everything comes out at the same time. And Nkunku is a headache. Every time I try to set up a likely formation, if we go with a 4-3-3 structure, I think he starts on the left-hand side of the front three, or centrally. You never know, because it will almost always be a fluid approach. But one thing is sure, I think he starts as long as he's fully fit. I think you could argue he's one of the best finisher we have at the club right now. The only question is he going to be fit? And I agree. Nkunku is seriously a headache. No jokes right there. Rich Moneymaker saying, breaking news, Benoit Badiashile, his own coach of plans, but there are concerns about Arsenal the CC. I think the CC, for me, he will struggle to fit in because I've paid attention. He cracks under pressure. That midfield sounds weak, DJ Sav. Not saying you're saying DJ is strong, and probably DJ is furious right now. Not saying you're wrong, but Lavia and Gallagher is better suited for that 6 role. But if we're talking about a single 6, I don't think Gallagher gets a chance as one of the 2 8s flanking the number 6. I think we'll need a player that's more technically gifted, able to beat the press, find solution in tight spaces. And in my opinion, the player we have now that's better at beating the press compared to his teammates is Romeo Lavia. But I don't think he starts the season. I think it will be a while before he gets integrated into the team. Let's see, Nkunku, Enzo, and Caicedo. Okay. Nkunku playing deeper, I think he'd be one of the front 3. Really. Not one of the 8s in a 4-3-3 structure. A roaming 8 maybe, considering Lavia wouldn't be rushed. But we still have numbers because I think the manager will be looking for some defensive responsibilities from the 8s in a 4-3-3 structure, and Nkunku isn't that guy. I think Nkunku will create more issue if it's deployed that way. Nkunku will be 9. Yep, I think he will be. Report this morning says Maresca will try Nkunku in multiple positions during preseason. Ooh, okay. We'll see. Chelsea will be a very different animal with Lavia in that midfield. I think a lot of people have forgotten about him. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Agreed.
That kid is a fine player. Go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I agree with that comment.
Yeah.
I can't. Sorry, I don't want to butcher his name, but I'll just say Hamid at the end. I agreed with that comment. He's spot on that. When he does come in, I think Lavia is going to be. I think we've got. I think people forgotten about him, but when he does come into that midfield, I think that midfield free, going forward for next season is going to be tough. It's going to be strong next season.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing, DJ. I think we'll get more out of Caicedo as an 8 rather than a sitting 6. I think Romeo Lavia will fulfill that sitting 6 role better, in my opinion. Caicedo will get a lot more out of him as an 8, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens here. This says, when is Maresca? You've asked this 1,000 times, and I'm going to take a break from answering that. Let's see. Enzo will be sitting with Caicedo box to box, and KDH with Palmer right wing against low block teams. Is that what you're saying there? Is that in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1? And I wanted to look up something, but it cost me a problem. I wanted to open up FOTMob. I think when I took a look at it, when I looked at Leicester City's the structure they use mainly, I think I saw a pattern. I think usually when they play with 4-3-3, I think KDH doesn't start plenty of games in a 4-3-3 structure. He usually starts in a 4-2-3-1. I'm going to take my time to look at that again, and I urge you guys all to go do the same thing. I think when I looked at it, I don't know why I didn't pay attention, but subconsciously, I think I remember the pattern is in a 4-3-3 structure. KDH usually don't start, but in a 4-2-3-1, he usually starts because he changed the structure quite a few times at Leicester City. But we'll find out. Let's see. Just one more thing. Yeah, but it's just 1 second, please. It's a midfield overload. Yep, a lot of overload goes on there. It's really 2 6s if we want it to be technical. And we all saw Gallagher turn out of the press. Turn out of the press all season. Gallagher, Lavia, Enzo, and Nkunku under formation. But we speaking based on, again, with the belief at the back of our mind that Gallagher leaves the club. Not forgetting, guys, but he's coming from a long injury and hence won't be starting early matches. I think I agree. Even we're not going to see Wesley Fofana start early matches too. 4-3-3, okay. Interesting. Maresca plans to try Nkunku in a variety of positions in preseason. Chelsea believe a fit and firing Nkunku last season would have meant they would have finished higher in the table. And I believe that. Bobby Vincent, do you trust him? Go ahead. You wanted to say something. Sorry, guys. Who was that wanted to say something?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say something before I left with the Bakayoko, because if we get that guy, Palmer's going to go in the middle and Nkunku's going to go on the left.
How good is he?
He's a baller, man.
He plays for PSV and Eindhoven, right? Dutch league.
Yeah. He is a baller. I think he's better than Doku, honestly. But he's going to play on the right, most likely. So, yeah, he's a baller, bro. I would take him. I mean, I don't think we need a right winger to go for, but like if we're going for him and we get him, I'm happy with that, man. He can ball.
Who was that quoted Bobby Vincent? I think it was Vic. Vic, do you trust Bobby Vincent? And that's him again here. I don't trust him. You could say I don't know him. Let me just leave it at I don't know him, honestly. Chelsea are expected to adopt a 4-3-3 with a single 6 pivot, allowing the 2 number 8s to play between the lines and attack the final third. Yeah. You don't really need 2 6s when when your left back is inverting. Common sense. Yep, I agree. It just doesn't make sense. 3-2 4-1 as well. A lot against certain teams. But did anybody, again, is it just me or do I think that whenever he plays with a 4-3-3 structure, usually KDH doesn't start. It's usually Didi on the right-hand side. This says doesn't use a 4-2-3-1 much, rarely. Yep, he rarely does that. Okay, correct. Okay, let's see. Player with Bakayoko in name. No. PTSD. This says that Chelsea hold keen interest in 21-year-old winger Johan Bakayoko. DJ, do you know him?
Yeah, what I've seen of him. Yeah, he's a very talented winger.
Belgium.
Belgium international, and the only thing with this situation is I know Liverpool are also looking at him as well. I do believe that was the start of the window, or he was one of the players they're looking at as well. So again, they're looking at someone long-term replacement for Salah. If he comes in there and replaces, whether he looks at the Liverpool project and thinks that's better, because Salah may retire or might end up going to the Saudi league, he could be well going as a replacement there. But if we do get him, I know why they're worried about the Bakayoko, because of what happened with our last Bakayoko that came to us. But this guy's a different player altogether. He's a winger. He's pacey. He's tricky. For me, like, I mean, I probably would say, is he on the levels of a Doku? I probably would say maybe slightly better than Doku. But
So you are
yeah,
agreeing with Kishan?
if we can get him, it won't be a bad shout. But then again, I'm thinking to myself, do we really need another right winger? We've already got, Cole Palmer there already, and then we've also got the guy. What's the other guy's name we got on the right side? Who's the other right wing we've got on the right side?
Madueke.
Madueke. Oh no, Noni. So do we really need him? I don't know, but if he was to come, I wouldn't complain. Put it that way. He's a good player.
Yeah, I like that mindset with Chelsea Football Club. If we can get in a good player, bring him in. It's as simple as that. I don't know Bobby Vincent that way, whether to trust him. Can we concentrate, guys? You concentrate again more in the midfield. Can we talk about our defense? I think we're good defensively. We had two, you can say, arguably one of the best center backs, right backs in world football, and one of the best up-and-coming right backs in world football in Malaga. Left back, we still have Ben Chilwell if he can stay fit, irrespective of what you think of him, his experience and his offensive abilities. Those things are a plus. We have Cucurella, the best-rated left back right now in at the Euros, at Euro 2024. Center backs, we still have Benwell Badiashile, we still have Wesley Fofana, we signed Tosin Adarabi Oyo. Well, I think I'm missing one. With Wesley Fofana, Big West. We still have 4 center backs. I don't think we need to sign any defender. But rumors are that we're looking to sign another left-footed defender. Why? I don't know. And I actually didn't mention Axel Disasi. So I don't think the defensive line is our concern, in my opinion. DJ, how about you?
Nah, I think we're fine in that department. I think we've already got our centre back. Obviously, don't forget, people remember we've got Levi Corwell coming back. In there, obviously, Fofana's going to come back. I think we're fine for the defence. I think for me, I think the striker and the left. Well, do we need again? The argument is, do we need another left back? That's only if one of either Cucurella or Chilwell go. But do we need to sell them? That's another thing I don't know. So for me, look, I'll probably say centre backs no, but goalkeeper for me, as I've said it, goalkeeper for sure, and a striker.
Somebody in the chat is killing me. Yes, Tomago says he likes Bakayoko. Breaking news: we might do the okay, 3-2-5 formation when we play teams like Wolves or a low block team. Okay. Highline also is Bakayoko an upgrade to Nani. I don't know him too well to draw that conclusion. Honestly, I don't know. And spend money left on Calafiori and the goalkeeper. Don't need the rest. I think our defensive line is okay, but if we get Calafiori, fine. Whoever leaves, I don't care. And as much as I like Cucurella, there's no way to tell certainly he stays because his salary will almost always be an issue for the owners. I am keeping receipts of your breaking news, Rich. Can always get in January if you need a striker or another wing, unless an opportunity arises. It's too good to say no to. Just like you can argue why we signed Tosin Adarabioyo, but we'll see. Yeah, it makes sense. Arsenal have presented a long-term proposal to Riccardo Calafiori after interest reviewed last week. I understand that players open to joining Arsenal if they can agree terms with Bologna. And the recent report from Demasia also, is that Fabrizio saying that? Okay, so he's looking more likely we end up at Arsenal. Yeah, I will try the best I can to stop that. We need, let's see, we need only a left winger to replace Raheem Sterling in case he leaves, be it now or next season. And I am still rooting for Somerville, the Leeds guy. I love that guy. Will it happen? I don't know. Bakayoko was not his backup at PSG. Yeah, the backup thing again. And I'm sure probably you did that intentionally. But he was really no jokes. Check 5, coach. Too long to post. Wow. So Arsenal are leading the race right now. Hello to you, to Siak and ICC. I hope you're doing well. So DJ, it looks like we're not getting Calafiori. I still believe we need an experienced center back and a striker. We have Tosin Adarabioyo. He's experienced enough. Who else there? If the Sassi is staying, he's experienced enough, in my opinion. So DJ, it looks like we're not going to get Calafiori.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, until obviously, I mean, as I keep saying, Fabrizio is not always right with his comments that he comes out with and the things that he puts out, because he has got things wrong. So I'm not going to until he actually shows him signing and he's got the Arsenal shirt saying, "Yeah, I've signed for Arsenal," and he signed a contract. I'll believe the story. But until then, like I said, there's still a chance. There's always a chance, but. Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at their situation, I think they're looking to get rid of their left back at the moment. I think he's deemed to be not good enough, so they're selling him on. So if he was to go to Arsenal, probably people would say it probably makes more sense to go there. But as I said, don't rule us out of it yet. But yeah, it looks like at this moment in time, Arsenal are winning.
I wouldn't, because I'm looking at this report on the screen here from Fabrizio Romano, which says more on Riccardo Calafiori. Mikel Arteta approved the Italian defender, part of 3 defender targets at least for Arsenal.
Yep.
Now, the second part of this particular report reads that Arsenal have also good relationship with Bologna after Tomiyasu's deal. Request is around 50 million euros. Still no formal bid yet. Okay, and then the third part reads that was 3 minutes ago. Reads that Chelsea would offer player as part of the deal. So maybe that will be more enticing for them. We don't know. But right now,
probably
I think
probably Cassidy.
Yeah,
probably Cassidy.
I think they would take him.
Yeah,
but go ahead with what you were saying.
It probably wouldn't surprise me if it's Cassidy. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's Cassidy going the other way if that was to happen. I can assume he's the only player that would be put into that, would be thrown into that mix because, as you said, of the amount of midfield that we've got. So he could be a possibility that could go there. But then the question would be, would he want to go and play for Bologna? Because I think there'll probably be other clubs like Napoli that want Cassidy, and you may look at them as a better option. But as I said, only time will tell, as I said, Cucilla. But let's see what happens on that.
Yep. So Chelsea was still there, as this clearly states. Let me see. This was 3 minutes ago. We would offer a player as part of it, and then this one 9 minutes ago. So this we've read the latest, which is the one that suggests no formal bid from Arsenal. We've addressed that part, but Chelsea again, our offer will include a player. Maybe that will be enticing to them. This says that Arsenal have presented long-term proposal to Riccardo Calafiori after interest reviewed last week. Understand players open to joining Arsenal if they can agree terms with Bologna. Chelsea are still there. Arsenal and Chelsea, the only 2 clubs in talks right now. So not certain that he's joining Arsenal, but let's see what happens where we are with that one. He didn't just say, again, he's open to joining Arsenal if they can agree a deal with them. So it's if let's assume now, if Bologna wants a player, and if Casadei is that player, and if Cesare Casadei wants to go back to Italy, if there's no place for him at Chelsea and he's part of the deal, I think that will help us get the deal over the line. And you're correct. And so I agree with you on that argument. We still have 132 people watching, 71 on YouTube, the rest on X. If you're following the show on X, please do us a favor. Take a second to like the video on X, share the video on X, and also follow our X account. That way, whenever we go live, you'd be notified. You won't miss anything. And if you can come join us on YouTube, I still owe the community a giveaway I promised after the birth of my daughter. We still do that, and we haven't done a giveaway for the past month. And that's because I do everything on my own, and it's easy to forget. If you join us on YouTube, my point is, if you join us on YouTube, you get a chance to win. This time, at least, it would be $100 because the birth of my daughter plus the past month's monthly giveaway for students. Maybe we'll separate it. So yeah, and do 2 giveaways.
Okay.
So 66 likes.
Okay.
Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible. I don't know how long we're going to stream. We've been streaming for how long? 3 hours plus. Okay, let's see. Nothing is confirmed that they're just talking. I think you can say that. Tosin was a second string CB at Fulham. How does he have enough experience? I think Fulham realized he wasn't going to stay. Why should they keep playing him? He was one of the best CBs there. And Tosin, I don't know whether he played under Maresca. I don't remember, but I think Enzo Maresca knows him. I don't think because even if that was the case, I don't think he was a bad defender. No, it was just because they realized he wanted to leave. They wanted to keep him. He refused to sign a new contract. Yeah, I'd do the same if I was the manager there. I would drop you to the bench. Why waste the club's resources developing you when you're not going to stay, if you get the point. They're saying Calafiori can play as an inverted wing back as well. So if we get him, there's no need for a left back. That is, we are killing 2 birds with a stone. Wow. Okay. That's some comment right there. Why is everyone so anti-Raheem Sterling? I don't know. The CC should be used as tinfoil wrap for negotiations. And here's the thing, that's easier than said than done, because players, you can't force them to go to clubs that they want to go to. Yeah. Leave him alone. Go away. I know you like him, but I've spoken my mind there. Dante is saying Bologna will need a striker and a Casadei, which is good. We have plenty. Bologna will be in Europe. Don't forget a Champions League also. Wow. So mention the striker. Are you talking about Amanda Breuer? That may well happen. Kachila, believe me, Arsenal can never be a threat to Chelsea in terms of transfer unless Chelsea does not want the player, or if the player does not want to come. Yep. Wow, that's a delicious comment right there. Even if Chelsea is in Division 10, I have to exaggerate anyway. Bobby will be very proud of you.
That's just true. In fact, that's a facts comment. That is, 100%.
It's a
right.
fact that Bobby will be very proud of him. 100%. In all honesty,
yeah,
I like that.
I agree with that 100%.
Yep, this is C out, and I agree. Hosting a live stream in the next hour. Yep, and this show will redirect people to that one, and I want to be part of it too because I just want to cause a fight. Chilwell out, Sterling out. When you see JC, just tell him Chilwell out. Dante out. Yeah,
I know what you're doing there.
Yeah. This says we are not going for Somerville because he doesn't have a Premier League experience. Wow, interesting. 3 hours of streaming, a new record. You haven't seen a record. We've done 4 hours. We've done 6 hours before, but we don't do that anymore. It's a transfer window also, and if it looks like things are what's the language I'm looking for? Fluid. If the news is fluid, most cases will stay long. But we'll be rounding up soon. And hopefully I'm not holding DJ at ransom here. I hope she's
not
staying.
At all, bro. Not at all, bro.
Okay. Leave the sassy alone. Says I think a bloated squad might be bad for Maresca. I don't want to risk us trimming down the squad and then we get into the season and then it turns out we haven't dealt with the course. With the cost actually. The CUR SE we've been dealing with for the past 3 years, and you could argue under Pochettino and Porter had it not been for the size of our squad, we'd be playing in the championship right now. So, but it's up to the manager. Having huge training sessions did not work for Graham Potter either. It is hard to convey your tactics and be effective. But okay, let's see. And if we don't have as many players as we had at the time, what could they have done under those those circumstances at the time? Guys, wait for a Twitter message from David Johnson. Okay, just let us know when he updates you. Anything else to address here? Somerville played in the Premier League. Okay, I don't know that record, so I just have to read and move on. Anything else? Let's see what else we're looking for here. I don't think Fabrizio Romano has anything else for us here. Emerson Royal, okay, green light to AC Milan. How long did they stay at Tottenham? Not long. So
Not
let me
that
check
long.
if anything new has emerged here once again. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 68 likes. Let's get it to 70. At least we'll be rounding up soon. Okay, I'm not sure what this bro is trying to say here. Chelsea would offer players. That's plural.
Players. That's players.
Wow.
So possibly Cassidy and Brozier going there because they need
You
a
think it
striker
works?
and yeah, I mean, look, these are the two players we're looking to. Obviously, I mean, again, we're looking to let go of. It does make perfect sense, but again, you know, I'm looking at the transfer values of both these players. Yeah, it could more likely be it could be more likely that two players plus, you know, for a swap deal for him may work out because as I said, we need to get him. I mean, you know, we all know that the club have already said that Brozier's going to go. And possibly there's talk of Cassidy either a loan or possibly to be sold on. So don't be surprised if one could be one could just be a normal swap deal, the other one could be a loan with an option to buy or something. I don't know down the line. Depends on who they want.
Yeah, I think I agree. Murillo also, I think, was saying that it's too expensive. The asking price is too expensive for us. Can offer Chalobah as well. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and I didn't actually mention count Chalobah as one of the centre backs when I was counting how many centre backs we have. Yes, we're looking at Nottingham Forest, a player, and you keep keep you updated. And rumors are that we feel like the asking price is too much, and I don't see us paying anything out of Dacho Fofana. Yeah, suits them as well with Broya. I think we have again the plural there. Well, players, not just player. That got me thinking who and who. It may well happen. Tosin Adarabi Oyo was among the players to arrive back back a week early for preseason training at Chelsea. The formal start date is 8th of July, but he was with the likes of Ben Chilwell and Trevoh Chalobah at the club's Cobham training ground. Okay, he's eager to start. What is anything new here? Nothing new, guys. Anything else? If you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it, and we'll try to address it. We'll be rounding up in a few minutes. DJ, anything else you want us to talk about?
Yeah, just that one. RRM, Money Richmakers just said the Nottingham Forest. Are we still looking at? I wonder if he's that Brazilian centre back he's talking about. My understanding is he was too much money for him.
Yeah, the asking price is the concern for us.
Yeah, for the Brazilian centre back. I mean, I know he's he done well at Forest last season, but again, I mean, do we need to go for another centre back? I mean, is he experienced enough to say, yeah, he's to come in, and who does he replace? I think that would be the question. Who does he come in and replace? I mean, is there still? I mean, I'd rather keep Chalobah, to be honest with you, than let him go. Because he's already played, he already knows the Chelsea way. He's played at Chelsea. He's got the experience. He was part of the team that won the Super Cup and the Club World Cup and all that. So why would you even look at getting rid of a Chalobah and bringing this guy? And listen, as I said, I did see the Nottingham Forest centre back play last season. He did look good, but is he what we need right now in as an experienced player in that centre back? I would probably say no. Keep Chalobah if that is the case. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Kajila.
It's difficult to say what happens. I've seen believable argument as to why Maresca shouldn't keep Chalobah, or maybe probably wouldn't want to keep Chalobah, his ball playing ability overall and all that. I think he's good on the ball. To an acceptable measure, in my opinion. He's not woeful bad at it. But everything comes down to the manager, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to say
Mm.
him 50-50. Again, he can see. Chances are he stays, chances are he leaves. I'm not too sure what's
Mm.
going to happen because as much
Yeah.
as people are prioritizing, you can say from the perspective of how Enzo Maresca likes to play out from the back, that Chalobah isn't a good fit. I think it's just their opinion. He can
Yeah.
play out from the back. I think sometimes, here's the thing. Usually, when players can have when that is aggressive players, usually people don't look beyond their aggressive approach to the game to realize they can be technical too. Usually it's difficult to look to look beyond that player's aggressive approach. For instance, another case being players that are industrious on the pitch. Usually people don't look beyond their industry to recognize that there's a lot more to their game
Mm.
than just being industrious. I'm just going to, for instance, go back to mentioning Mason Mount. I think the sort of player he became over time, to me, down to lack of proper coaching, because there's a lot more to his game than just the pressing and everything that Thomas Tuchel used him for at the time. But that's, by the way, my point is Chalobah maybe not as flamboyant as all the defenders we have. I think he can be good on the ball, but it's not up to me. Everything comes down to what the manager wants, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Indefinitely said swap deals will become a very normal in football nowadays. Yeah, since money is tight, again, it's that liquid to just spend. Okay, to just spend and spend. I still want to see one completed like Juventus. They're so rare these days because in most cases, it compounds the process because clubs value players differently. Sacrificial lamb, yeah, maybe. See, I think, yeah, odd one out in my opinion for reasons I've talked about here. The Sissi would suit Italian football. Yeah, maybe they want him. Let's see what else we have here. It's Casade and Fofana. They will likely be included in the deal. Casade is a loan option, while Fofana could be sold either way. Okay. Okay. Breaking news. We are looking at Nottingham Forest, a player. Okay. Thank you. Why not make use of Sa for next season? The question is the club that you're offering the player to, do they want him? So you have to offer him something nice. The fact that, yeah, they will say, okay, if you want to add a player, bring a player to the table too, we're fine for it. We're fine with that. But that doesn't mean you go find Drinkwater and say, yeah, we're offering you this guy and Drinkwater. The guy has been training so
Drink
hard
water.
for the new season instead of getting Calafiori. I'm okay. You see, you're actually suggesting we use him at Chelsea. I don't see that happening. But I'm not the manager. In my opinion, I don't see that happening. The squad is extremely bloated. I think this is a code word for how bad our medical team is. Okay, being the worst in the league the past seasons, 3 seasons maybe. I would
Spot on.
swap Chalobah in
Spot
a
on.
heartbeat
Agreed.
for Calafiori. Yeah, because we have numbers there. So if they want him, but the question is, would Chalobah want to go there? You let us know. And before I forget, I hope you're recovering well. Again, I haven't asked you that in a while. Um, uh, Really, we CSD is at the Nottingham Forest player now, but we're not willing to pay how much they're asking. CFC Dante, all right. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Rick Kemp, Arsenal should get Calafiori because they can guarantee him a starting spot, but Chelsea cannot. We have Kukurea and Chilwell, and on the left side of the fence, we can play Badia Shile there. And the Prince is there. Big up to you too. I learned that Arsenal are almost done. We could not almost done. No, 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 no. Go read it again. Murillo, very highly rated. Another hybrid. I can play left back too. Ooh, but probably too expensive. Left back and inverted, along with CBs, would be faster CB. We would have options. Okay. Stop being emotional on because he's an academy player. I don't get attached to players. All right. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. We'll try to address it. We're about to run. The Chalobah is a special boy. He's a good player. I don't know to the extent of being special. Dante was late again. I can imagine. Yep, he doesn't have discipline. Even Murillo it's in a heartbeat. Wow. Just tell Chalobah Bologna is very close to Milan and he will be sold because he is very into being a fashion model. Wow. That's a good one. All right. DJ, anything else you want to say before we call it a day? I'm tired, man. I need a break.
Nah, bruv. All good, all good. It's obviously great being here as always, Kachilla. And obviously speaking to everyone in the comments. Love the views, love the opinions from everyone in the chat in the Chelsea community. Big up to every single one of you and to all your families. And as I always say, show some love to the channel. Please smash the like and subscribe as you always. I'm sure you always do anyway. But just putting that one out there. But thank you once again, good to having me on. Big up to everyone.
More thanks to you for finding the time to be with me on the panel, and thanks to all of you that found the time to be part of this excellent show this morning. It's been a very good discussion. Thank you to Indefinite. Thank you to Constantine Dante. Big up to you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you to Andrew Phillips. Thank you to Rich Mikos and Della. Always nice to see you. Anybody else at JC was here, and he's at the new. Yeah, you know where he is. Shanks, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to be with us this morning. Rick Kemp, thank you. And the Siaka, South Africa, nice to see all of you in the chat. And if I missed your name, apologies. And now we'll never forget the big was also here with us. Vic was here. I appreciate you all. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Peace, everyone.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad